Hello, my fellow YouTubers. How are you? Thank you all for joining me tonight. We appreciate you greatly, as always, as you know. I hope everything is going well for you tonight. It is Thursday night, February the 20th. It's about 10 degrees. So it is a chilly, chilly night here in America, for sure. If you're going to catch us on the replay, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share the channel. If you would, watch some of our videos. Do that the right way, of course. And then like a video, hit a thumbs up. YouTube is becoming a whole lot stricter on how they allow subscribers to stick. So you really, if you want to subscribe to somebody's channel, no matter whose channel it is, you really need to put forth some effort into going to that person's channel, spending some time there, and leaving some comments and things, and then subscribing. It's going to be grateful, whatever. It's going to be very helpful if you guys do it that way. I'm doing that myself. I'm working harder on that. I'm trying to be a better subscriber to a lot of the channels I know and Lorelai knows. And of course, remember, my beautiful wife has her own YouTube blog that you can check out on Facebook called Lorelai's Blog. And go to her thing, watch some of those videos. And of course, follow my beautiful wife would be great. Got a couple of people watching already. Thank you for that. I'm trying to get some things set up here. There are some new immigration stuff going on, which is good. Sounds good to me. All makes good sense to me. There's not a lot of information out there about what's being proposed, but it does seem like what's being proposed is good. But we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll let everybody kind of get in here for the night. Get myself settled. Dogs are doing pretty good tonight, I guess. All right. Let's see. Man. Oh, crap. Almost forgot. I left the back door open, and it's 7 degrees. Babylon is in the house. Oh, Balon. Sure, I have a daughter. Would you like to buy her? I'll sell her. Why would you ask if I have a daughter? So, are you a daughter yourself? Sir, I am doing well myself. So, thank you for it. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hasbullah, I'm doing well, sir. Balon, how are you tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. Woo-wee, busy day for us here in the beautiful world. Tim is in the house. Tim, how are you, my friend? My daughter, I actually don't have kids. We have dogs instead, and fish. We have no children. Good evening, Sir Tim. How are you? Everybody make sure you remember to say hello to each other. I know, Tom, I know, this kind of looks like a weird golfing outfit, doesn't it? You know, I mean, it really kind of does. It's not meant to be. I don't golf. I wear a lot of flat caps. And this just happens to be a sweatshirt my wife bought me. But you're right. I put my hat on earlier and went, I kind of look like I've been out golfing. So thank you for recognizing that, Tom. We appreciate that. How are you tonight? If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, but please do it the right way so it can really benefit us. YouTube is having a fit with people who don't subscribe the right way. So if you're going to go to somebody's channel, please just watch a video or two, make a comment, leave a thumbs up, then subscribe. What content do I have? We have, oh my gosh, we have over 1,000 videos. And Tom, what we do is, I'm married to a Filipino, obviously, Filipino-American couple channel, you know. We have a lot of cooking content, traveling content, from cruise ships to living in the Philippines to traveling to the Philippines to parties, Filipino food parties, immigration, oh my gosh, my wife went through the dual citizenship stuff, you name it. We have a lot of it. Well, I mean, gosh dang. We kind of, it's kind of truly, when we say adventure, we mean adventure. We got a lot of videos about places we've gone and seen. Oh, Payne Stewart would be jealous if he was still alive. Yes, lumpia. We've got videos about lumpia, pancit, and also adobo. We've got a couple videos on that. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. You can ask Tim. We've been doing this quite a while, and we definitely have a lot going on. So I appreciate you being here. I'm trying to pull up my chat so I can read it a little bit better. So which is your favorite, lumpia, pancit, or adobo? For me, out of those three, we're going to oh yeah, fishing videos too. I do fishing, and we go to the zoo, my wife and I. I mean, we just do all kinds of stuff. You like all of them? I could go this. Here's how I would say it. First, lumpia for me, in exact order. I like lumpia the best, then out of these three, then pancit, and then adobo. I have a Pinoy sister-in-law and niece. Oh, excellent. So you know how great of wives they make, how good of people they are, and how good of cooks they are. Tim says, don't forget that. All of them, you like the food all. I heard about an American boy who went to the most dangerous part of the Philippines and died. I understand. I've heard that too. I did some videos on that. If you're referencing, man, I can't remember his name. It's been so long ago now. Tim says, I would take potato tea and potato. I love potato salad. I'm so excited because you said potato salad and cheese. So cheeseburger and potato salad, absolutely. Now you're getting ready to go on your vacation soon, so I'm sure you're going to be able to have those. Yep, Ishmael, you are correct. There was a young man living in the Philippines who disappeared. He went to a part of the Philippines that is traditionally closed off to outsiders and got himself into some discomfort and was disappeared. James Robinson, the star of the show, is in the house. James, how are you? Do I look like I'm going golfing tonight? It looks like I'm golfing. So right, but I don't. But I did get a new hat. I got some new hats because you guys all know how many tropical shirts I love. I'm not wearing one today. Tropical shirts and hats I have. This is a new hat, by the way. I'll give you a close-up. I got it at at Dillard's on clearance for $12. James, how's everything in California? My dogs are trying to get set, and they're coming over to bug me. They're like, we know you're doing something as we hear you talking. Yes, you're like you're going golfing tonight. I know, man. Ishmael said, yep, that's it. So now I only got 2 thumbs up. What's wrong with you guys? You guys got to make sure you give me some thumbs up so YouTube likes me. You know? We need some thumbs up. Remind everybody to give thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you're new. James, what's going on in your part of the world? I went on Yelp last night and read those reviews, and I saw there was a couple bad, but she still has 3.5 stars. But I left her review there. So hopefully that will help. But it sounds like, they were complaining about how many pieces of beef she was picking out of the food. My thumbs up were broken. Oh no, no. Everything is the same here in California. Crazy, like wow, wow. I know, man. I know. It is a great deal. This is regularly at Dillard's. It was a $60 hat, which is crazy. I would never pay $60 for this hat. But it was a $60 hat. It's a small medium. It is adjustable. I love the color and I like the stripes. I got a lot of shirts. I bought a shirt that matches it identically too. So I kind of bought the hat and the shirt together. But yeah, I only paid $12 for it. Tom says, I just tipped my pizza delivery driver $100. That's great, man. Hey, mommy's in the house. We haven't seen you in a while. Congratulations for coming in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate what's going on with you. And thank you again for being here. I would say hello from my beautiful Filipino wife, even though she's busy working. I told her to choose left or right pocket, and I had 10 in left. Okay, that's a cool game, dude. Yeah, James said hello to Tim. How are you doing? Everybody say hello to Mommy, if you would. She's got a great channel, by the way. So that's very nice of you, Tom. Very, very nice of you. And we like doing kind things like that, too. Thinking of money, we are raising funds for school supplies for the Philippines. If anybody wants to donate some money, it's going to run about $10, $12 per student to get them just the basic supplies they need. So we're going to be raising that. Go to our PayPal account. Don't super chat us. Go to PayPal. It's on our website, our YouTube channel page. And you can donate there for school supplies for the Philippines. And we are going to earmark it for those families in the Philippines that would horribly financially struggle when they got to buy school supplies. Meaning they can't eat for a week. They're out of groceries because they had to go buy school supplies. And this happens as common. So we've identified families that are in this predicament. And we, every year, want to give the kids school supplies so the money doesn't come out of mom and dad's pocket and they get some good school supplies. So if you want to help us with that, go to our PayPal account. Anything is appreciated, and I appreciate that. So, but everybody keeps saying hello to each other. Hi, Daisy. There's my dog. You want to see my dog? My dog Daisy is being nosy. She's feeling better. What you doing? What you doing? I'm not going to sit here and pet you. I don't work for you. All right, come sit down. That's what she wanted. I'm not here. Look at her arm. Like, oh, pet me, please. Can you pet me? Oh, shake my hand. My dog, they're such babies. Let me get you tied up back in here. Give you a picture of the aquarium. Just thinking of money. Tom brought that up, so I thought I would share that with you. So the next couple months, that's what we're gonna, oh my God, Daisy. Now she wants on this side of the couch. I don't know why. I talked to the school teacher in the Philippines, and her personal YouTube channel has to use her own credits and Wi-Fi for classroom assignments every now and then. That's correct. Sometimes that happens. It does. And it's a shame, but it really is that way. And so what we try to do, James, you guys can all see my dog, right? So what we try to do is buy school supplies. We raise the money. We have a team on the ground in the Philippines that will do the shopping and will separate everything into packets. And then the kids in this bracket, that bracket, and this bracket all get a packet that's designed for their school level, like elementary, junior, and high school. But we have a team on the ground there in the Philippines. We did this kind of like with the rice donations we did. So That's what we're doing. And we appreciate anybody helping us out with that project. We've been doing it for New Year's, but we had people with the rice wanting to be involved, so we decided, okay, we will, let you guys have the opportunity to donate through us. So we appreciate that. But that's what we're up to. Today we did get out of the house. It never broke 17 degrees today. Okay, yeah. Do that. Maybe she's somebody, if we raise enough money, that we can include her into the project. Because that's what we do, is we got people that we trust and know in the Philippines, and they handle the Filipino side of it, and we just send the money and they buy it and pay for the stuff. And one thing we're gonna do, so everybody knows, is, with the rice donations we do, we did live streams so you guys could see everybody getting their rice. When we do the school one, we're not going to do as much videography. I'm not going to expose the children all over the internet, giving them school supplies just to, I don't know. It seems a little, I don't know, cheesy to put a bunch of kids on the internet, I don't know, just. So you probably won't get to see as much video footage about the donations. We will give you some so you have proof, but we're not going to have a bunch of kids lined up getting school supplies on video. We're going to let them do that in kind of private, because I think that's only respectful. So, but we are excited about it. We like doing it. We know in the Philippines, you definitely have to help at the bottom. You can't donate to the top and hope it gets to the bottom. You got to donate to the bottom and let it go there. And I encourage that in America too. In America, we only donate to organizations that we know and or people and or individuals that need the help. We don't donate to large groups. We won't do it. We don't want 10 and 20 and 30%, 50%, 70, 80, 90% in some cases of these organizations going in people's pocket. So that's what I mean. We never make any money off of our fundraising. We just share what we got and do the best we can with it. And it's not a big ordeal. It's not a big charity organization. It's just something we try to do to help out. But we did get outside today. We went and drove around. The roads are still a mess here. It's 10 degrees. It's definitely going to refreeze the roads tonight, and tomorrow's going to be slick. So Lorelai's got to work from home all week. She's in her home office right now. Here's Daisy, if you can see her. And I'm just sitting here on the couch. What? With my troublemaking dog. I'll let you look at my troublemaking dog. You can see her. See her big eyeball there? Look, Daisy. There's food. There's food. So I hope everybody's doing great. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Yeah, I saw a bunch of stuff. I have my other support group on Facebook, and I put out a lot of stuff about immigration and laws and rules and what's happening on our international group for relationships with the Philippines. And I did see where the new immigration rules are being worked on and developed in the Philippines. And I looked them over. I looked at everything I could find about it online, and basically it's not a big deal. So I don't want anybody, I guess my big thing about this is, if you're going to go to the Philippines any times in the future, if you're an expat, you're going to immigrate over, whatever you're going to do, don't stress. They're not changing the rules negatively. I don't care what anybody says on the internet. There's going to be some logistical changes. They're trying to upgrade their technology. They're trying to hire more people. They're trying to train people. They're not changing changing a lot of the rules that we're used to. That's not what's happening. It's not. They're not closing their border like America has to everybody else. They're not doing that. So don't be freaking out. Don't be thinking, oh my God, I want to go to the Philippines, but what in the hell's going on now? Oh my God, will I get to go? So, yes, you'll get to go. Nothing major is changing. They're trying to improve things, and this should be a good thing. Meme is in the house. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Says, what's up, family? Everybody say hello to Meme for me. Meme, say hello to James, and everybody's in the house. So, you may see some, oh my God, on the internet. Don't stress over it. It's going to be fine. Look, the Philippines is a country that wants you. Remember that. America, we don't want you. The Philippines, they want you. So they're not going to make it difficult for you to come there and spend money. All right? That's what we have to understand when we see some of this drama as it folds out, right? Countries that want our money is going to make it easy for us to get there. Hey, everybody from Meme. Here's my dog. You see my dog, Meme? See her? She's black like everybody thinks I look like I'm going golfing tonight. So, but I got a dog instead. Maybe me and my dog is going to go golfing. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, as you come in. We appreciate that. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on the immigration. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. Immigration to the Philippines has never been difficult. It's been getting, different visas and extensions and your permanent residence card. It's not difficult as in complicated. It's difficult because it's a pain in the butt and it takes effort. It takes sometimes giving somebody a few extra pesos to speed it up, which is crappy, but it is. It's difficult in the mindset that you got to go travel sometimes. You can't just do it online. You got to put forth the effort, go sit in line, ride the tut-tut, up to wherever and go in and do all the things. So it's never, I'll tell people, I feel, because look, we've done all the I've helped people with all the immigration stuff that's gone up to this date. I've helped husbands go back with alabalic buy-on. I've helped people go back on the Balak 9 by just telling them what we know and what Lorelai and I know and what we've gone through. None of it's difficult. It's just a little bit of a pain in the butt. If you're going to stay there, it's a pain in the butt, but it's not difficult. It costs not a whole lot of money, but there looks like, from everything I read, they want to improve their system, which is a good thing, because improving the Philippine system is a good thing. I also think it'd be really good if they can get it set up to where the human isn't a biggest factor, meaning that the employees, you don't have to grease the palms as much. So if it's more of an automated system where you could go online, it'd be nice, and fill out the paperwork and submit it and pay, that would be really good. Right, Tim says the Philippines is the land of extra paperwork for everything. That's correct. So if they could, right, Tim, if they could ever get rid of that, it'd be really good. And if they could ever automate things, it'd be really good. Like if you're in the Philippines living as an expat, Tim, right? And because Tim's an expat living in the Philippines, so he's an expert in this. It'd be really nice if you could just go to the website and extend your visa, right? Maybe you got to upload a picture of yourself. I don't know. But if there's a way that you could just, keep renewing and updating without having to go through the hassles, that would be really, really nice for the people that are like Ronald and everybody else who's living and staying in the Philippines. So, but from what I can tell, Tim, have you heard? From everything I can tell and or read, they're not changing anything that's going to negatively affect. Now, I don't know how well the new technology will work. And one thing they've talked about was they definitely going to be retraining immigration employees hopefully hiring new ones and retraining them. That would be good, and I think if you got to a system where you couldn't bribe them, you couldn't give them extra pesos to help things out, then I think everybody would benefit from that type of system because then everybody's on the same playing field and the work just gets done versus what work gets done first. So, that's what I think. So that's kind of my message for tonight. If you're stressed out over the immigration for the Philippines, don't. They didn't have the online system for immigration when I needed to do extension. Well, do they have it now, Tim? Because we haven't been there in a couple of years. So do they have the online stuff now? What I'm saying hypothetically, it'd be nice if they did. I'm not for sure if they do. But it'd be really, really nice if they do have it all set up online where you guys can just do what you need to do with your extensions. And it'd be really nice if you guys didn't have to leave the country in a year. So, and come back. That's one of those silly, willy, weird things. The throwaway ticket thing is a goofiness. But yes, the Philippines is a land of extra paperwork, and sorry, sir, out of stock. Meme, James Robinson is saying hello to you. James, I appreciate that, buddy. We do. We got some people in the house who give us some thumbs up. Shout our live stream out. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your dogs, and your cats. You can do some extensions online now. Okay, that's what I thought I heard. But, we hadn't had to do any of that. So, And the other thing is, I just think they're making it harder than it needs to be, and they could get more money. Because, like, even the Balik Bayan visa, which I would go back on the Florali, because then I get a year there. Well, instead of me having to leave the country or go file paperwork, they ought to just make it to where I can just extend my Balik Bayan visa online. I'm married to a Filipina. I'm bringing, I got money. I'm bringing money into the world. Wouldn't you want to keep me there? Why would you want to make it hard on me? So that's what I don't quite understand. And I think that's where too many fingers in the pot comes in. Everybody wants a cut of the pie, and so they make it difficult so everybody can get a little piece of the pie. It's like opening a bank account 2 or 3. Yes, bank accounts are horrible in the Philippines. It's a challenge. It's not easy. It's not easy to get a bank account in the Philippines. David, I met a live streamer from my part of the world. Nice. He said ocean spray cranberry juice is non-existent in the Philippines. I agree. I haven't seen it. He has to drink, I believe, Orchard Select. Oh, you need to tell him to just drink C2. C2 is a great drink. You got to watch. Some of it has a lot of sugar, but I drink so much C2. I love C2. I drink the living crap out of it, and Gatorade. So C2, James, and recommend him to come check my channel out. I need more subscribers, James. But no cranberry fields. Yeah, I can't imagine there's no blogs, which is funny because they grow rice. But I guess cranberries need cool weather, right? But I wouldn't drink the American juices there in the Philippines. I would just drink C2. There's all kinds of different flavors. I love Tim. Tim probably knows what C2 is. I love the apple and the lemon. I mean, I drank the crap out of that stuff. I mean, the crap out of it. And I drink a lot of Gatorade in the Philippines and still lost weight. That's what you have to understand. In the Philippines, we ate like pigs: cake, ice cream, fried food, you name it, and we lost weight. So you tell me. A lot of it's not processed. But tell your friend James, hey, the adventures of the Philippine-American couple who has the greatest channel on the entire YouTube internet world says C2. I don't drink the C2, but you know about it, right, Tim? Tim knows about it. I loved it. We can get it here sparsely, one store has like one flavor, and it happens to be a flavor I don't like. And of course, the price is so expensive here. But in the Philippines, you can get big bottles of it for like $1, you know. All right, Daisy, go back over there. You're hurting me. Go on. Keep going. Come on. Yeah, sure, you can sit there. All right. So, Tim, what do you like to drink in the Philippines? What do you just drink bottled water? What are you consuming in the Philippines for your liquid? I mean, I drink a lot of Gatorade, and I really like Gatorade. I know it's not good for you, but I drink a lot of Gatorade in the Philippines. And bottled water, but mainly Gatorade and some soda. But you know, the weird thing is the soda's not the same in the Philippines. Pepsi's not bad, but so that's what we have to do. We got to drink the good stuff, what we like. And there's lots of other fruit juices and fruit cans. And when we would go out to eat in the Philippines, I really liked the mixed fruit drink, the Four Season drink. You know, they serve it with ice with a bunch of fruit in that jug. Oh my God. Man, I God. People have to remember that many quality products are imported. That's correct. That's correct. Well, yeah, I guess so. I was thinking about quality because I start to regard now a lot of the American foods not very good quality, just tasty and expensive. From the Philippine standpoint, they're tasty and expensive and maybe a treat to have Doritos, but you can buy the, I forgot what they're called, the Filipino brand, and the pin, what are those called? Whatever. You can buy their version a lot cheaper, and they don't taste any worse. So I think it's not necessary for the Philippine people to do that. I know Americans like to have a taste of the American foods, right? But yeah, like getting good cheese is out of the question there, you know. But they got a lot of good products in the Philippines that we actually miss, you know, but we can't get here. You know, these little cans of tuna with peas and carrots in it. I think they're called the brands 555. I can order them, but in America they're like $3 a can. In the Philippines, it's like 50 pesos, $1 a can. They are. Tim, you're right. Tim says that the Philippines chocolates are different from Western chocolates. I agree. And there's a couple of Filipino candy bars that I really like. What is it? It's called the Cocoa something, Cocoa chocolate. Man, I love those things. Oh my God, I love those things. It's kind of like puffed rice with a bunch of chocolate over it. Man, I love those things. Oh my God, if I could find them here, which I should not, because I'm not eating candy that much. What is it? Cocoa mocho? Cocoa? Whatever. Cocoa mocho. So those are really good candy bars. They're is better than some American candy bars. The thing is, Tim, I believe there's just not as much sugar, which is good. I think there's less sugar in the candy, some of the candy in the Philippines. I do find it really funny and interesting how much the Philippine people love American chocolates. You know, even if it's the same Hershey bar, but if they know it comes from America, it's like, oh my God, what a special treat. So, you know, we used to when we go, we'd bring over American chocolates in our luggage, and everybody's really excited to get what they think is, you know, but it's pretty much the same thing. You go down to the good stores in the Philippines and find. It's due to using the tropical blend of chocolates that don't melt easy. Okay. See, and maybe, and I like that. I think I like that, Tim. I really do. There's a couple others that I really like of candy in the Philippines. I'm, you know, some of the coconut candies, are good, and I like those. Those are really good. But yeah, that Coco Moco one or whatever it's called, man, I just buy a big box of those. And I know there's like two or three different kinds of those. And man, I'm telling you, that's good eating and cheap. We brought some back, but I ate them all. So there's a lot of stuff that you can eat there that is sweet treats that is not as bad for you as you'd buy the counterpart in America. I don't know how many calories those candy bars I like, but I bet you there's half of the calories in that's in a Snickers bar. And the coconut stuff is great. I only get Hershey bars at SNR. Ah. So have you tried the Coco Mucho? Lorelai's saying it's the Coco Mucho. Choco Moco, whatever. So have you tried the Philippine candy and you just don't like it, Tim? I really like some of it. But I'm not a big Hershey's chocolate bar fan. Just eating a Hershey chocolate, not too great for me. Reese's Pieces is my favorite, I guess. And Snickers are good, and Almond Joy, and all of those type of bars of candies I like. But just a plain bar, dark is good, dark chocolate or dark chocolate almonds. What we really miss, and I've told some of you guys, is Lorelai's aunt lived in Germany forever. They're back in the Philippines now living, but she's married to a German. And they used to send us a box of chocolates from Sweden, Germany, Belgium, every year, and I love me. I talked to Meme about that a while back. And so really love that stuff. Tim says, I tried it and wouldn't waste my money on it. Ah, so he didn't like it. Man, I really like that for some reason. James, we're going to have to set a date one of these days with Lorelai for a box delivery. Okay, yes. We'll have to do that, James. We'll find a time and figure it out. Or we can go shopping and find some things for her. So we definitely can do that, man. But yeah, the chocolates we used to get from Germany, my God, oh my God, oh my God, they were good. So I really miss that because now they're in the Philippines and they don't send us any German stuff anymore. Oh, and hey, James, I'm going to have to get with you later, no time soon, and maybe I'll send you some money, and maybe you can send me another thing of Red Horse. We'll have to talk about that down the road because summer's coming up, and Lorelai's in the background there talking to us, guys. She says, I'm happy and excited, James. Well, Lorelai, is there anything particular that you would want James to get at the Seafood City store, the Philippine section? That's one thing he's asking, is there's anything that, because you've been there, so you kind of know, and they have almost everything. If there's stuff there that you want. I still have chocolate from Canada. Is it any good? Usually a lot of chocolate, after you freeze it, it's no good. It hardens too much and won't release again. So I wonder if it's any good. Plus, the other question, Tim, is, was it good before you put it in the freezer? I don't know if I've ever had, say, chocolate from Canada. I don't know if I've ever went, oh, this is Canadian chocolate. I can't imagine it tasting much different than American chocolate. I don't know. She says, I like the red ribbon, but it's expensive. James is throwing out the Canadian flag. Woohoo! So, yeah, there's a lot of things that we miss.
I'm going to eat.
All right, Lorelai's taking her lunch break. She's got to
You're
get,
in the office.
huh?
I thought you were in the office.
Nah, it's more comfortable in here. I only eat a few bites at a time. That's the best way to do it. Make it last a long time.
I'm tired.
Lorelai's working from home this week because we got snow and ice on the ground and 0 degrees weather. So yeah, we're trying to eat better and healthier. We are, Lorelai and I both. We're trying to eat less processed stuff.
Burrito is healthy.
Burrito is healthy, but James, I'll make Lorelai think about some things that she really wants, and I know she likes the red ribbon and the Goldie stuff, the sweets. But trying to ship, perishables is not easy. So, but
That expired in 5 days.
huh?
Expired in 3 days.
Yeah, and they expire quickly when they get, when they get to your location. So we'll figure out some of that stuff. But Lorelai definitely appreciates the thought. I worked on today our trip to Alabama. We're getting ready to plan a trip to go to Alabama. So we're kind of excited about that. We're going to go down for about 6 days, I guess, 6, 7 days. 6 days, I think. And I think we're going to rent an Airbnb and take the doggies since we don't have a doggy babysitter. Tim says red ribbon chocolate cake is delicious. Yes, I get the individual wrap servings in my freezer now.
You ordered it every day.
I did?
Yeah, the Philippines.
The one that with the cherries on it?
Yeah, that's the black one.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, you ordered chocolate. Oh, we ordered like,
We had a lot of it. That's what I mean. We had a lot of those cakes.
it's only like 800.
And yeah, I think the weird thing is I always tell people I thought if you took Goldie, is it Goldie?
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. I think their cake inside is better than red ribbon, but the outside of the cake for red ribbon is better than Goldie. So if you mush the two, you'd have a perfect cake. There's a James. Meme says, Meme, we were talking about Germany earlier. Did you remember? Were you listening? Do you both know the story of Lorelei?
Yeah,
Yes, the German Lorelei?
yeah.
Yeah.
The one,
Huh?
the bad one. The
The-
one who lured the fishermen.
She's the one that lured the fishing men
Yeah.
from where to where?
It's a cliff between those one and you can hear the senses of,
So she was kind of like a siren?
yeah.
Wow. So yeah, we know the story of it. Lorelei knows because her uncle was German, of course. David, there's a few UK stores here in my city. They sell, ooh, James, we should go to one of those. You should take me to one of those stores.
Isang Mediterranean may in German.
Huh?
Isn't Mediterranean is a German name.
Yeah, Lorelei's a German name. Yeah. Siren of the Seas meme says, that's right. That's how she got me, buddy. That's how she entrapped me. So, but James, yeah, I've never seen any UK type stores. You know what I mean? So that would be interesting. But someday, there is a German specialty store. Ooh, smoking butt farts. German, because they got cheese too. Oh my God, I better save up my pennies, James. Man, that would be cool. I looked at something from Germany a while back. I can't eat the Goldilocks cakes, they make me sick. Oh man, Tim, sorry to hear that. That's a bummer. I do like personally, I like the small rolls, the individual package things. I really like those. I like the cheese Danish one. Some of the Ubi ones are good. I like some of those better than the big cakes. So, but the corned beef was better in the Philippines, I think, than American corned beef. I like those little,
It right away.
what's those cans of tuna I like? You remember?
Century tuna.
No, the ones with the peas and carrots.
Yeah. Century, the apretada. That's a brand Century.
I thought it was 555 brand.
I don't know, 552. But
But it's
Century is the good one.
but it's called what?
Afritada caldereta.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Afritada.
James, Tim, what about red ribbon cakes?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound, hey, Rustin's in the house. It doesn't sound like Tim is a big sweet eater, but he does seem to like the red ribbons. Everybody say hello to Rustin. Rustin, you need to say hello to everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up as you came in. Thank you for sharing out the channel, helping us grow. We appreciate that. The live stream, telling everybody about us. So yeah, I don't know if I guess look, if you took a red ribbon and a Goldilocks and you put them right next to each other, and I pulled up in the parking lot and I could only go to one of the stores and buy goods, I think I would have to go with red ribbon. What do you think, Lorelai? What would you go to? Huh?
The Goldilocks.
Lorelai would go to the Goldilocks. So since I would be with her, we'd both be going to Goldilocks.
I ordered 2 cakes.
Yes. But the Goldilocks cakes were good. I mean, I think they're just as good. They're
Yeah,
just,
the bread, I like it. I just, the topping is not sweet.
yeah, the bread at Goldilocks is pretty good. So, we like all of that good stuff. Rustin,
Label is kind of sticky.
yeah. So, Rustin, how are you doing yourself, my friend? But yeah, when we're down in Alabama, James, we're going to try to go to there's some Asian stores down in Alabama that are supposed to be really good. Not like Seafood City like you have, but they're supposed to be some decent ones. We're going to try to go to that. So we are planning a trip to Dallas, and we're going to take you guys with us when we go on these trips. So we are planning, we don't have a date set, to go to Dallas, Texas. Now, yes, well, what's in Dallas, Texas? Well, it is the closest Jollibee. Plus, I got a brother that lives there. So what we're going to do, and see if you guys like this, there's also a new store there. James turned me on to that store, that Japanese store.
I'll show you the horseshoes.
James, do you remember the name of the company, the Japanese store company that you told me about? They have one of those in Dallas by Jollibee. So I thought when we go to Jollibee, we'd also go to that store, Japanese gadget store. And then we're going to go to my brother's, probably eat, go fish a little bit, and then the next day get up. And my brother's daughter, my niece, raises horses and trains them and races them. She's a professional trainer, so Lorelai's going to go pet the horses and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. We don't have a date yet. I talked to my brother, and he's like, yeah, sounds good. So when we go to Dallas and eat at Jollibee, we'll do a live stream for you. And we'll do a video about the Japanese store. But I can't remember the name of it, so James will have to help me with that. But I'm excited about that. I love gadgets and weird stuff, and it's supposed to have a whole bunch of stuff in it. I guess there's 12 or 15 of them located here in America. So one's in Chicago, and a new one is down in the Dallas area. So be kind of fun. Be kind of fun to do. But we're hoping that when we go to Alabama and visit,
Go early there, or it's not in the evening.
huh?
Because the place I need to go early.
Yeah, we'll go there when it opens
But
up.
Balde and Haysha went the last time.
To Dallas?
Yeah.
They didn't go to Jollibee though.
No, they told you a long time ago that there's something there.
Oh yeah. So that's what we got planned coming up, but we'll take you guys to the American Jollibee and see what you think of it. We've been there once before, a few years ago. So maybe by now they'll have a red ribbon or a Goldilocks or something built there too. Maybe, and that, remember the one in Houston had Goldilocks or red ribbon,
Yeah.
and it had a yellow cab pizza in the shopping center. But right, unless they're starting to develop it with that new Japanese store. So
Their chicken there is not even nice.
So what we look for when we travel is like Asian communities, so that we might get lucky and find something really cool. So that's the part of what we'll be doing coming up. But we're gonna go to Alabama. I gotta say Alabama like this, because I gotta put my southern accent on. We're gonna go down to Alabama and rent an Airbnb, take our dogs, because we don't have anybody that could stay at our house, and take care of the dogs. So it'd be so much cheaper if we had a friend that we could trust that wanted to take care of the dogs that we trusted, that had the time to do it. Because it'll probably cost us an extra $25 to $40 a day just for the dogs. So, but we're gonna do that. We always like Airbnbs, that way you can be more comfortable. I like them. And then we're gonna go some fishing in Alabama. We're gonna go neighborhood looking, because we're thinking about moving there. So we got a bunch of addresses that we want to go look at and go, yes, this looks like a good neighborhood. We mark it out on a map and go, we like this area. Here, we don't like this area. So that when we get ready to buy a house there, we can be in Arkansas, and if something pops up, since we know the area really well, we can go, oh, we're really interested in that one. Maybe we can buy that house. So that's why and how we're going to do that. So, but if anybody wants to join us in Alabama, if anybody's down in Alabama and want to meet up for dinner, you guys let us know. Let us know. If anybody's in Dallas and want to meet up at Jollibee, just let us know. We are definitely open to having you guys come join us for lunch at Jollibee in Dallas. If anybody out there can do that or wants to do that, just let me know. Pay for your own food, of course, but we can meet up and have a good time. Same thing in Alabama. We'll be there for about a week, so it'll be fun. It'll be good. It's an educational trip, but we are going to go to the beach. I told Lorelai we'll definitely go to the beach one day and hang out, and we're going to definitely do some fishing in the evenings. So Lorelai has to get back in the habit of getting up early, so we can go hit the neighborhood roads and come home and go fishing in the evening and have some fun. So we're definitely going to try hard.
Yeah.
And so we're saving up our pennies to make that happen, aren't we? We're saving pennies so that we can do that. So that's what we're doing. I hope everybody is going to have a great year this year, man. I mean, in America, for you guys who's not in America, we are excited in America. We are disappointed. We are a little bit in disbelief, but there is hope on the horizon. The government has been found out how much it's been stealing from the people. It is being disclosed how much money is being taken away from us as taxpayers. Misused, politicians' pockets, administrators' pockets. And we're talking about they're estimating $1 to $2 trillion in theft, misplacement, loss, misuse, whatever you want to call it, the whole combination.
All my bonuses they took.
Yeah, $1 to $2 trillion in misappropriated funds in the American government. We are so pissed in America. So pissed about this. And I know if you don't live here, you probably don't understand it, but we pay high taxes. We pay taxes on taxes. And our government is giving it away to themselves. They're giving money to their friends. And they have been found out to where there's people in the government that is literally laundering money. So there's a group that the EPA gave money to. They took that money, immediately put it in 5 different banks. And they don't know who down the road who was over the money in bank number 1. But bank number 1, that money disappeared and went to other banks. And it's all gone. So there's a lot, and they're $1 to $2 trillion. Tim says, it's time for me to go to the gym. I got to get to the gym, Tim. See you later, Tim. We appreciate you. Don't overdo it. So what's happening a little bit now is the government, Elon and some other politicians first announced and talked about that they're thinking about taking 20% of the savings and dividing it up and giving every American citizen $5,000. So down the road here, months down the road, every citizen who's paid taxes, and we don't know, there are probably going to be some different criteria, but every citizen is going to be refunded $5,000 because, and that's only estimated 20% of the total waste and misuse of funds in America. Then they want to put another 20% down on the debt and then use the other money to go back into the budget and to pay for other things. So can you imagine that if that was your personal budget, you found that somebody was stealing money from you and you could literally put 20% of it in investment, in debt, and in your pocket? Even the Democrats who are bitching and crying and screaming and complaining are starting to shut up. They're starting to go, wait a minute, we don't have a whole lot. I mean, we keep telling how bad this is. We're never going to get reelected to office. So it's kind of funny. So America is in a weird place right now, but I think it's getting exciting. So I think a lot of people are feeling like there's hope. I think there's people thinking, okay, the economy's going to get better. Inflation's going to eventually drop. Mortgage rates are going to drop, so it's easier to buy a house. Car rates have already started dropping. If you guys didn't notice, to buy a new car, if you want a car, there's some pretty good interest rates on those. We don't recommend that. We recommend you buying a car that you can pay cash for and just living with it. But we don't recommend going into debt as part of our financial philosophy. But man, it's exciting times. And it's exciting for the Philippines, I think. I think the Philippines is doing some good things. I think their new president's doing an okay job. I think he recognizes the partnerships that the Philippines need with other countries. The fact that they're trying to update their immigration. Huh? They're trying to upgrade their immigration system. So there's some new things going on with that, but don't be fearful of it, embrace it. So James said, see you later, Tim. So yeah, James, whenever you want to do some shopping and show me some stores, you just kind of let me know a little bit ahead of time and or plan it, and we can definitely try to go do that. But yeah, if you got some European stores in your part of the world, it'd be cool to see, because we definitely don't have anything like that around here. We don't have anything like that around here. What kind of Filipino treat would you like, Lorelai, besides Goldilocks?
I eat all of it.
Lorelai eats all the treats. She likes the treats. She likes the Piatto chips, right? What else do you like? And James has been sending banana chips. Which type do you like? The types that are slightly sweet, right?
Yeah, the one that is sending. All are good.
Okay, did you keep the package?
No.
Well, when he goes to the store, there's literally hundreds of different types of banana chips. But she likes the ones that have a little bit of sweetness to it.
And the Philippines is this year election.
Okay. Lorelai said the Philippines is having an election this year. So,
Presidential, because I don't like their president.
yeah,
Marcos.
it's because he's not.
No, it's very expensive.
So I wonder if he's going to win again or not. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening. We're not going to get to the Philippines in 2025. We know that we got to go back in early 27, you think? Or late 26. We got to work on the thought process of what to do with the land she owns. We're looking for more land to buy maybe in the Philippines, build a house on it. So we're looking into all of that. If anybody, we're going to buy some more land, I guess, right? Try to. We're going to look for it. We're going to wait. We're not going to overpay. Yeah, James says, oh no, not another election in the Philippines. All the OFW's vote around the world. Yes. Well, James,
Including the dead.
including the
To
dead.
the cemetery, James.
But here's the thing. The elections are good in the Philippines because everybody makes money. So you get paid for your vote in the Philippines. So the Philippine citizens like it because they will get money, right?
Yeah, that's for the school supply for their children.
Yeah.
This is June and they got May money.
Yeah. So they get money.
Going up.
They get money, James. They're all about it. But we are raising money for school supplies. If anybody wants to donate, give it to our PayPal account on our YouTube channel. And we're going to try to raise a bunch of money for school supplies for June. So everybody, we thank you for being here. If you're in the background, come forward and say hello to each other. So we got a lot of people hanging out in the background, I see. But yeah, another election in the Philippines. If they truly, one thing I hate about the Philippines, or that drove us crazy, is when you get the wrong information or you get different information. You go anywhere, you ask this person, they say something. You ask this person, they say something different. You ask this person, they say something different.
There you go.
Galactic Gaming, what's up? Huh? Yeah. How are you, Galactic Gaming? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Are you still feeling better? How's your... Nisha's in the house. Thank you all for the thumbs up. So, Galactic Gaming, I'm still waiting on my package. I haven't seen a package in the mail yet. I know you were supposed to ship it yesterday. So, I'm doing good, Nisha. I'm starting to feel better. I was sick for about 10 days while Lorelai was doing her thing, and I was just laying in bed dying, and she's out here entertaining you guys.
We will do our live tomorrow.
Lorelai's going to do a live stream tomorrow night, Friday night, after she gets off work, Nisha. But I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for asking. My wife is a big fan of yours, so she appreciates you following her on Facebook at Lorelai's blog. That's LORIELY blog, BLOG on Facebook. You guys check that out for me. We're trying to get her group to grow. James says, I've seen the long, enormous lines in Hong Kong and elsewhere of OFWs voting for yes. It's too bad it can't be done electronically, Yeah, I think it'd be unfair to say that they couldn't vote, right? I think that would be wrong. Yeah, it's crazy. Galactic says, thank you for the upgrade. Absolutely. You deserve an upgrade. You had medical, surgery. Man, you deserve an upgrade. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm about 95%. Yesterday I was 90%. So today I'm about 95. I'm feeling better. I know I'm feeling better because I'm ready for it to be warm outside so I can get things done. I'm ready to go and move again. When I don't feel good, I don't care what the weather's like. I'm happy to sit and die. What? What? Hey, if I was to send you a watch, where would I get the shipping address privately? Oh, just put my email on there. I tell you what, just email me.
I don't know, I'm going to message you in the Facebook.
Do we have you? Are we on Facebook with you, Galactic Gaming? Or you want to put our Facebook link? Lorelai's going to drop our Facebook link. And then you can just message me and I'll send you my address. Pat's in the house. So, yeah, just message me through Facebook. Lorelai's going to do that. Is that cool? Nisha says, it's good to hear. Thank you. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, tell me at my follow my Lorelai's blog too.
Make sure you guys follow Lorelai's blog, like I just said 4 minutes ago, to do that. So that we're trying to get Lorelai's blog on Facebook to get over 1,000 followers. But go there, watch a couple of the videos, then follow her. We need her Facebook to grow, okay?
Nisha, I'm gonna go to work. I'll see you.
Pat says, good evening, everybody. Pat, good to see you. Cool, I'll add you. All right, cool. Galactic Gaming, yeah. So, Pat, how are you tonight? I know it's cold and wintry and miserable where you're at. But yeah, Anisha, I heard Lorelai having a good time talking to you while I'm in the bed dying from a horrible whatever sickness I had. And, you know, I'm kidding. You know, I wasn't very sick. I was just sore and tired. Just I wasn't that sick. So it's okay for her to have a good time. Plus, it's better if she's out here yakking with you guys than bugging me. So Pat says, good to see you also. Very, very good. Yes, it's 9 degrees here. We still got about 4 inches of snow on the ground now. So, but yeah, Lorelai, we're trying to grow this channel, because we need everybody's help to go tell everybody to check our channel out. We really need help growing, but we want to grow Lorelai's Facebook blog. I'm trying to grow our TikTok, or is it TikTok? I have a TikTok, and we have Instagram. So we're trying to grow those because Lorelai and I are trying to build to where we can make enough money to at least pay for the internet bill every month. So, because we need to pay for the internet bill.
Who's his name? Galactic? Is that Rob?
Galactic Gaming's Rob, if I remember right.
He likes to go.
Yeah, he's a younger guy. Yeah, he's a younger guy.
No, I mean he likes to go fishing too. Or he's
Ah.
skating.
Jet skiing. David, I think this would be a great time of the year to ship you snacks. Yes, because of the cold weather. Yes. Yeah, I agree. The cooler weather. James, we just need to coordinate that. I messaged you, David, and got you on count.
He owned the watch.
Yes, he's a watch guy.
So he owns it. So he can-
Yeah, he has a website and everything where he sells watches.
All right, I'm gonna go work now. Okay.
All right, Lorelai's going back to work now, everybody. Yeah, James, we need to, call me tomorrow or Saturday or Monday or whatever, I don't know. And James, we can figure it out. But Galactic Gaming, we appreciate you messaging us on Facebook. I really want her, she really wants to get to 1,000 followers. And I know that's not a lot of numbers. And she's like almost at 900. So I just want her to get there and to start growing her Facebook because she's in charge of that. I don't do anything with her Facebook. And I'm more on YouTube, she's more on Facebook. So I really want to help her do that. So if there's anything anybody can do, I appreciate it. I do. And then Lorelai's dropping her Facebook link again, I guess, for everybody. But yeah, James, you just let me know. Pat says, say moderator on YouTube, it popped up. Brother David, nice. See, you're a moderator, buddy. I thought I was wondering why you were black. I had you as blue. So you're a moderator now. That means if you want to drop a link, you can. If somebody is being horribly bad and we need somebody you can put them in timeout. It's 9 degrees there, Burko. Yeah, 9 degrees. 9 degrees, literally, 9 degrees. It was -1 last night. -1. Galactic, we don't see your message, but we can see you. That's Lorelai talking, by the way. She's back in her office. So, she says, we don't see your message yet, but she can see you. She saw you on jet skis, right? So, it's 56 there in California. Wow. Oh, man. This cold weather is hard on old people. I know you young people, it's not a big deal, but when you get to be 90 like me, man, it gets rough. It gets rough. We went out today and bought some Mexican food because we wanted to get out and see the sunshine and see how bad the environment was with the roads. And yes, I did. I got it pulled up and I haven't played with it in a while, but I'm going to do a little bit more with it. I'm trying to do every week. I'm trying to work on it every week. I haven't done much with it, to be honest, but I've got an account set up there and I'm working through some of it to see what I can do, Pat. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm taking my time with it. when I remember and I got time, I'm going to do some stuff on it and then come back and come back. David, just to let you and Lorelai know, if things don't work out with Marie's partner, I'm available. Which one's Marie? Which one's Marie? I don't know. James, give me more information because I'm not for sure which one's Marie. There's so many of them. Galactic says I sent it to the David Lorelai account. Okay. Lorelai's reading. She'll figure it out, my buddy. It says it's been read. Yep, that's me on the jet skis. That's all right, my friend. That's right. But James, give me more information on Marie. I'm not for sure which one that is. I don't remember. I think he's in Makati, if I remember right. I think he's in Makati. I'm not for sure, but that's where I think he is. But you can find it at an S&S store. There's also like S&R and Landry's. You can find that there. They're like the Sam's Club of the Philippines. You can find the American products there. And that's what I mean. I never saw the ocean spray stuff at the traditional mall, but if you go to those places, you can find all the American stuff. You can also, Brother David, make a video of it. Oh, yeah. Hey, Galactic, I'm going to respond to your message a little bit later when I get off of here, all right? I'm not coordinated enough to do more than one thing at a time anymore. Yeah, I might do that. Once I kind of get the hang of it and I get the groove, I might do that. I'll do that, Pat. I think I'll do that. You're right, but I'll give myself a little bit like, hey, I want to know what I'm talking about. You know, I've been making videos about Dr. Ken Berry. You know, the carnivore diet. His book about the lies that doctors have told you. I do 2 chapters a week, short videos about 5-6 minutes, where I review those chapters. I've been enjoying it. Not a lot of people are watching it, but I've been enjoying doing it. So it's a good book, and it gives me something to do and something to make videos on. So yeah, mate, no worries, no rush. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of things I'm working on videos for. I'm working on a mobility scooter one because I need to buy a new mobility scooter. We don't have the funds to purchase it, but I need to go and figure out which one for sure I want to buy. So if I start to get the money, then I can target it, right? But I'm doing a video about teaching you guys what mobility scooter might work for you, how to figure out what mobility scooter works for you, how to do the analysis, pitfalls to look for. So this is my main selling platform. He's dropping his link there. So if you guys are into watches like I am, go check. And I got a buddy that's really into watches. So what? What? My dog's angry at me because my water bottle was in the way of where she wanted to lay her head. So I had to move my water bottle. Oh, Michelle. You meant Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Yeah, I think they're doing pretty good, James. I think Joe Vaughn and Michelle are doing good. So I don't think there's any hope there, my friend. I think they're doing pretty good. So they're busy. They're getting ready to go to the Philippines and get remarried in the Philippines. You know, they're married here in the United States, of course, but they're going back to the Philippines and doing a gigantic Filipino wedding because they both come from very wealthy families in the Philippines. We are going to celebrate birthdays with them. You know, the funny thing is, their birthdays are right around Lorelai's birthdays. And so we're all going to get together and go eat and have a birthday dinner. We're not doing any parties or anything. We're just going to do a simple birthday dinner. So that's one thing we're doing with them. And then they're going to go and get remarried in the Philippines, where all their family is and all their, they've rented or booked or whatever you call it, the biggest church, the fanciest one. It's a big swing ding. Lorelai and I wish we could go, but we don't got the time or the money to make a trip to the Philippines for a wedding. But that's okay, right? Hopefully they'll take a lot of videos and I can watch their wedding because they're great people. They're a really good couple. Individually, I think they're pretty good people. Jovan is one of the few people in the world that I trust. There's probably less than 6 people in the world that I would trust, and he's one of them. So he's a good guy. So, but they seem to be doing good, James. I don't think there's any hope. And I don't think we know of any other single ones in America currently. Remember, we know some out in the Philippines, but I know, but James, there are so many beautiful Filipinas right around you every day, buddy. So, but yeah, Pat, that's one thing we're working on is I need to do a video of teaching what I know about mobility scooters because I really need a new one, bad. And, but, you're talking about a couple $1,000s. And sometimes even the ones I look at is about $3,000. The one that it's a lot of money, But I'm going to go to a disability store and look at scooters and try to do a video in the store and show you different ones, different types, and point out the things that I think is important for you to understand and for anybody to understand what might work. So, and what you might use it for. So I'm kind of excited about that because I hate being disabled. I hate this more than anything in life. I really do. But if I could use it to benefit somebody else, then maybe it's okay. I don't know. Like the gamer says, I'm off to bed. It's like 2:07. Yeah, I remember, yeah. In Wales, when we're going to do one tomorrow night, but tomorrow night, your morning time. Lorelai gets off at midnight. It's 8 p.m. here. So we're going to do one after midnight tomorrow. So that would be 4 hours, 4.5 hours from now, tomorrow. So if that makes sense. So it would be what, 6 in the morning time when you're supposed to be waking up is when we're going to do one. We're going to tomorrow, if that makes sense. Because Lorelai is going to get off work. Tomorrow's Friday in America. Lorelai gets off work at midnight, and we'll do one about that time. So we're going to do a late one because she has a lot of followers that come late, or early in your case. So that's when we're going to do another one. And when the weather starts getting better, I'm going to do a bunch of more random pop-ups. You'll find me going fishing. We're going to take you guys traveling with us when we travel. When the weather gets better, I'm going to go back outside in the mornings at 7 a.m. when I wake up early and sit outside and do live streams like I used to. I really enjoyed that, but it's just too damn cold to do that right now in Galactic. So, but get some rest. I know you're still recuperating, so keep feeling good, my friend. Just keep feeling good, and all of that good stuff. But James, we can find you somebody. We'll find you somebody. I know I told Lorelai we were talking about you and some others, and we know part of what you're really looking for, and everybody, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, please do, is, because you're a smaller guy, not like me. I'm a big giant guy. Lorelai's tiny, but I know you really want somebody who's about your size or tinier. And Michelle would fit. She would fit that criteria because she's a little bitty. She's only about this big. But she is married. She's taken. They're hoping, so we'll have to find you somebody else. But James, to be honest, I would just walk around the seafood city and ask all those Filipinos, hey, are you single? Brother David, I went to foot and ankle clinic, found out my doctor on my right foot have nerve damage in my left. Oh, damn. That's not good, Pat. You got nerve. I have nerve damage in my left ankle. They cut a nerve in there when they reconstructed the tendons, and I have nerve damage in there. So I'm with you. Galactic Gaming says, peace out. Not good, yes, I agree. So maybe a mobility scooter is in your future. You got to think about these things. Somebody like me who has knee replacement, multiple knee surgeries on the other knee, ankle reconstruction surgery, and then heart failure and lung disease. As much as I hate to admit it, I need one. I don't want to sit home. I don't want to be one of those people that sit home and die. If I'm going to die, I want to be outdoors to die. But I want to be able to go fishing, go to parks, zoos, anything we want to go to. Go traveling. I want to be able to do those things, and I want to be able to enjoy my life. And that's why I'm encouraging and trying to embrace mobility scooters, and why I want to teach the world about mobility scooters, because I think it can change your mindset. It can get you from depression, because being sick and disabled and in pain is depressing. But getting outside and getting sunshine and getting to see the world and experiencing the world can change your perspective. And it's becoming more and more common for people to use mobility scooters now. It's becoming more and more acceptable. There are something that I'll address in the video that I'll tell you. One thing a lot of people, and I'm going to caution people about this, is there's a lot of these scooters out there that they're labeling mobility scooters, and they are, but they're not medical mobility scooters. So here's the problem. You might run into a place that says you can't bring that in here because it's too big, too bulky. It's one of these scooters, but it's called a mobility scooter. So maybe a mall says, sorry, you can't bring that in here. If they ever say that and it's medically classified as a mobility scooter, they can't deny you. But a lot of these scooters, these bigger ones you see that kind of looks like trikes and things you might see in Asian countries, these are not indoor mobility scooters. They are not medical mobility scooters. And you can be denied entry based on that. And one thing I reference is when we were in Florida, down on, I just lost it. We used to go to this pier out in Cocoa Beach, right? And the pier clearly states no scooters, bicycles, golf carts, and a few other things. Things, so they don't want you to have mopeds, motorcycles, all these things you can't take on this big, long fishing pier. So you can't do it. But if you have a medical mobility scooter, that cannot be denied. And so we would take the one that we had in Florida with us to that, and it's a long pier, and I'm really grateful. And we could take our mobility scooter all the way to it, and nobody ever questioned it, because it looks like is a medical grade mobility scooter. So people need to start, because I've seen this more and more, where a lot of people are buying these bigger scooters. Those are not mobility scooters. So if you go to a trail system and it says no motorized vehicles, the only exception is medical mobility scooters. So you could be ran off those trails. And you see how these Karens are and these Darrens are, how much crap they give people. Even for e-bikes, there's people trying to say that you can't ride an e-bike on a trail because it's a non-motorized. That's stupid, and that's not going to work. But I'm just cautioning people out there. You got to be aware of the size of your mobility scooter. There's places that you can't take them because it says no motorized vehicles. Well, unless it's classified as a medical scooter, it's a motorized vehicle. So just be aware. And a lot of these new ones are really cool looking and badass. But just be aware of that. Once again, thank you all for the thumbs up. Drummond15 says hello to everybody. We appreciate you. We appreciate you more than you know for coming in and giving us a thumbs up. I hope you're doing well tonight. So, Pat, that's just some of my advice. And I know we've talked about you going to the Philippines with one and all of that stuff, and we've talked about that in the past. So that's kind of why I bring a lot of that up. But if anybody has any questions about mobility scooters and things of that nature, let me know. I'm becoming an expert. Just by virtue of needing one, I'm kind of that type of guy that overanalyzes things, I'm told. So I kind of overanalyze things because I start to go down one path and go, wait a minute, what about this? What about that? Wait a minute, what if I want to do this? What if I want to do that? So it's kind of like for us, we like to travel. The mobility scooter I need to go fishing in is not one that I can take on a cruise ship, not one that I can take on an airline. So the one that you want to take on all these nature trails and go for walks, go to the zoo in, go to Disney World in, are not airplane friendly usually. If they are, you're going to have a very difficult run on some of the pavement, like at zoos and Disneyland and things. It's not quite the most comfortable thing to be driving out on trails and rough road if these are travel scooters, because they have smaller wheels and they're not designed for bumps. They're designed to get you from point A to point B in the airports. It's kind of what they're designed for. They're designed to be on a cruise ship where everything's flat and smooth and easy to use, easy to get around. That's what they're designed for. They're not designed for the off-road. Lorelei, I met one a few weeks ago. I met one at Walgreens. Woohoo! Wow. James met a hot Filipina at Walgreens about 8 months ago, or she's only been in America 8 months, and she's already a manager. Nice. Did you get her name and her phone number? Hey, James, if you need an opening line, here's what we can do, James. We can be your wingman, even without being next to you. All you got to do, James, is when you talk to them, if you're a little worried or nervous whether they like you or they're interested in you, just give them a piece of paper with my YouTube channel on it and tell them, and Lorelei's blog, right, or Facebook, and say, hey, I know that you're new to the country, but here's some people that live here in America, that she's a Filipina, she's married, she's immigrated, she's done all the visas, right? And so maybe you want to reach out to them. They're really good people. They like giving advice and helping people out, right? So you can kind of bridge that gap like that. And then maybe you can, keep in touch with her and build a relationship with her. So we're happy to be your wingman, so to speak, wing woman. Lorelei can be your wing chick. Maybe Lorelei and her can be buddies and she can help and you know what I mean? Telling you, James, you got good support here. We'll do whatever we can to help. Pat says, wow. Are you saying wow about the manager chick? Because this is one thing, not in my part of the country, but there's a lot of parts of the country that there's a lot of single Filipinas. California is one of them. New York's one of them. Central Florida is one of them. So there's a lot of Filipinas. But you got to be willing just to go up and say, hi, are you from the Philippines? Oh, wow, that's great. I love the country of the Philippines. My name is so. Hey, I'd love to, get to know you better. Here's my name and phone number, let me, if you want to go to dinner sometime, I'd love to hear more about your venture of being how you got to America. That's all you got to do. Just go up and be nice and introduce yourself. That's it. Pat, you can do the same thing in your world. If you run into one, and if they say, well, I'm married, and say, well, great. Do you know any other? Then you can just smile and say, well, do you know any single ones here? And they might go, I do indeed. So you never know until you ask. All right? That's the dating tip of the day. You don't know until you ask. And James, what you should have told her, the other thing you can do if somebody's only been here 8 months and say, I've lived here all of my life. I would love to show you around sometime if you'd be interested in that. You know, say, have you been up to Seafood City yet? Come on, man. You gotta, you know, you gotta give some. So put the good shirt on, and not too good a shirt, but put a good shirt on and say, hey, baby, what you do? And you want to go to dinner with me? No, you just, you say, man, I know the area very well. Love to show you around sometime. Take you to dinner. We can go have dinner or lunch if you like, and just go from there. And if she says, then what you do is you give her your name and your phone number and say, well, if you change your mind, just call me or text me. There you go. That's my thoughts on that anyway. I don't know. So, but around our part of the world, we know one single girl, but I wouldn't want anybody to date her. I wouldn't want anybody that I like trying to date her because you'd get, I don't know, just not a good thing. So, but around here, we don't have single Filipinos. We don't. I mean, there's kids that are children of Filipino couples, like 18-year-old girls, but they always find American or, somebody else. So they get married early here. It seems so. We just don't know a lot of single ones in this part of the world. We just don't. And to be honest, I don't know how many single Asians at all is in my part of the country. It doesn't seem like we have a large population of single women here, except for American women, because nobody wants to marry the American women. So we don't seem to have a large population of single non-American women in this part of the, why, I don't know, James. You would think we would with Walmart and all the jobs, but it just doesn't seem that way. We probably have a large population of single Hispanic women, but usually they hook up pretty quick. A lot of the young girls from what I see are, they're hooked up by 18, 19. So, and the ones from Marshall Islands, I don't ever see any young Marshall Island girls, it seems. I think they're the same way, and they like to marry within their own community. That's one thing I know about my history of working is Marshall Islanders seem to stay within their community for whatever reason. They don't seem to have a great desire to go outside of their community. So, unlike Filipinas, they like to go outside their community, but that's what I think. I don't know. So we don't have a lot of Koreans. Koreans, can be a little stubborn. So, but James, you live in San Francisco. People in this part of the world view San Francisco as like the Asian capital of America. Because all we hear about over the years is Chinatown, right? So we hear about Chinatown. So we kind of just think you guys, your part of the world is the Asian capital of the world. That's how we see it. And New York. Pat says, I done tried to get white woman when I was younger. Don't do it. They were too picky. I learned something from my grandfather. If you can't get a white woman in the United States, go to the Philippines. Well, Pat, here's I don't know. I'm trying to put it in words that's not too offensive to anybody. Most, because we can't say all, most white traditional American women aren't worth pursuing. Their ideology, their faith, their belief system doesn't line up with what most men want. So I tell people, don't even try. Why waste your time and energy? I would immediately go to the Philippines or Thailand or China or Japan, anywhere else but America. You know, I don't think investing your time, effort, love, and dedication to American women works. I think it's a waste of time. So, and I actually look at it the opposite. I think American women are below Asian women. So, and kind of what I mean is, your grandfather said, if you can't get a white woman, then you go to Asia, right? Well, I think the smart people go to Asia and forget the white women. This is what I think. Even other parts of the country, the world. Even find women from England, I don't know, but other countries that have more of a philosophy that you want, that we believe in. Most men want a partner, not a boss. And American women have been so trained to become dominant and the boss, and that the boyfriend, the husband should work for them, that they control everything, that they're it, that it's hurting them. They don't realize that that's a turnoff. But they've been brainwashed into thinking that this is, oh yeah, women power. We don't need men. Well, great. Then why in the hell do we want you? So they have the mentality that they don't need men. So when they date, that's how they see it. Well, I don't need you. So who am I going to allow to be with me? And they shouldn't marry somebody because they need you. They should marry you because they love you. But needing each other is a big thing. Having a partnership that works is a big thing. But American women have changed that mindset. They believe they don't need. Okay, great. And what they come across is, we don't need you and we don't want you. So we're not going to let you, unless you're willing to be my slave, my employee, marry me. And I'm going to be the head of everything. That's the mentality. And I think they're starting to wake up and realize, oh shit, that doesn't work anymore. Because there's so many American women, 30 to 80 right now, 70, that are lonely. I know a lady now I know several ladies that I worked with. They're still single because they were always in their mindset. Who am I going to let be with me? You don't measure up, go away. So now they're alone and they're bored and they're sad and they're miserable because they don't have anybody in their life. So, but hey, that's the way it is. You made your bed, you lie in it. That's how I see it. And American women don't want to hear this. American women don't want to hear that we like feminine women, that we want women to be women. We don't want women to be men. Asian women believe in being a woman, most of them. They don't want to, be a man. They don't want to be the man. I know, like in the Philippines, a lot of times the wife in the Philippines takes care of everything because the Filipino man is a weaker man. He's not a strong American type guy. But even Filipino women in the Philippines who's running the household, taking the kids, working, they would prefer their husbands to be more like us. Stronger, work hard, take a leadership role in the family. Filipino men don't do that. That's why Filipino women like other men from other countries so much, because we're not that way. We're not going to sit around and be a deadbeat, right? And then we're not going to sneak off and get a bunch of other girls pregnant, and all of that. We don't do that. Even the American men that live as an expat who are drunks usually treat their women better than what the Filipino guy would do. And it's sad, but it's true. The deadbeat drunks that live in the Philippines that are expats sometimes are better than the Filipino men. So that's partly why people, when they ask, why do Filipino women want Americans or expats? That's why. Because even though they're capable of running the house, making shit happen, taking care of business, if they don't have to do it, why should they? And they like to be rewarded for that. So it's real. That's why I was saying earlier, I think these changes to the immigration laws or rules is a great thing. There's probably going to be some YouTubers out there that's going to try to scare people about these. I see it as nothing but positive move forward. If it makes it easier for Americans or Germans or expats of any nation to go live in the Philippines, because the computer software, they're better trained, there's more of them. All of these things they say they're doing, then it can't hurt. It just can't hurt. But I tell you, Pat, and everybody else who's listening, and thank you all for in the background who's listening, is because obviously if you're here, you have some interest in the Philippines, or you're just glad to see my beautiful face. I don't know. But if you have an interest in the Philippines, I think you every day you waste is a waste. Every day that you're not actively really putting a step forward, you're not taking an action to go meet that girl, to find the right one, and I mean actively, progressively doing it with a timeline and a plan of action, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're wasting those times is what you're doing. You're wasting your time. You're wasting those months. Why, when you know what you want, won't you go after it and put forth the effort? You know, and this is where, and thank you for listening back, because you know I get on a roll. So, and this is where I tell people, look, you got to fish in the pond. If you want to catch the right woman, you got to go after the right woman group. You know, I tell men all the time, if you're 60, 50, 40 years old, why does a beautiful 20-year-old, 19-year-old girl want anything to do with you? Well, even if you find one that likes you, and you bring her to America, and you get married and all of that, she's out of here. If you find one closer to your age, who's maybe not as beautiful as the 19-year-old, but has a better heart and a better mentality, that's what you want. You want those women you want the women, and I say this, you want the women who want you. The little 19-year-old who weighs 110 pounds and looks like a little Filipino goddess, she doesn't want you. She wants your money or the opportunity to get the hell out of the Philippines. So you got to go after the woman that wants you. I know a lot of you guys, if you're listening or you hear this, and you've heard me say this before, I know you think you're settling. Well, I don't want to settle for not a beautiful girl or a girl that people don't think is beautiful. I think you're batting up the wrong cage, buddy. I think you're missing the boat. I think you're too focused on looks. I think you're looking too much at the outside of the package, not the inside of the package. You got to remember, you got to live with them. They're going to take care of you. You're going to take care of them. You need to know what's inside and not worry so much about the outside. Because look, I'll tell you the truth about this, and I tell men this. Look, I've seen very few truly ugly Filipino women. You know, there's a lot of them that I don't think are pretty, but I've seen very few truly ugly Filipino women. Pat says, I've seen 24-year-old asking me if I was single. I turned her down. Yeah, I agree. Too young. So, and a lot of them the younger ones are looking for a way out. And they're all looking for a way out or a way up. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't hold it against any woman from any country who looks at an American or a German or an Australian and goes, look, if I can hook them, I can get the hell out of my lifestyle and have a better life. I don't blame them for that whatsoever. But If the man bitches and complains about it 10 years later that they left him high and dry, that's his fault. That's why we as men got to be smarter. But we got to fish in our own pond. So I encourage you guys, don't overlook the average looking Filipina. None of them are ugly. They're shaped differently. They look different. Their faces are a little different. Noses are a little different. But they're still good looking women. Don't stress over, oh my God, this is not the perfect looking one. Stress over what they can bring to the table. Because you got to ask yourself, what do I bring to the table? You know, I do that. What am I bringing to the table? So, what are you bringing? What are they bringing? And you got to be honest about what they can bring to the table. And if they can bring love, affection, devotion, all of those good things that a good wife would be that American women can't be, why would you give a shit if they're not perfectly beautiful? Why? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If all you want is something that's outstandingly beautiful, well, just go pick up a whore. You know, go pay for that, you know, because that's what it's going to be. It just is. And one thing a lot of people don't understand, a lot of men don't understand, the more you fall in love with a woman, the more beautiful she becomes anyway. You know, we got a single friend named Joy. You know, she has some acne scars. And a lot of men don't like that, but she's skinny, you know, normal, good size, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Smart, she works hard, she has a little boy. She would make a great wife. If you want a wife, she would make you a fantastic wife. But people overlook her because maybe in their eyes, she's not the typical, most beautiful Filipina that they see on TV. But that's not reality because that chick doesn't want you guys. Just saying. Just saying. I know I get on a soapbox about that because I think it's too easy for men to be happy with a Filipina if they try. It's really easy for you guys to get a good Filipina. It is. You just got to be willing to do it. You got to set your bar here, not here. You got to put your bar here, not here. You can't worry about the looks. You got to worry about what's inside. But I know that's easier said than done. I get that, guys. I understand it's easier said than done. And I know I got lucky because I married the most beautiful Filipina that ever lived in the Philippines. And now she lives in America. And she's perfect. You know, good for us. I mean, we match perfectly. So I know I got lucky, right? I got the twofer. But that's not normal. And I say this because I have a lot of experience and knowledge in this. Remember, I've been around the community since I was 18 years old. I've talked to so many expats, so many husbands of Filipina women. And I look and go, I can tell you which ones work and which ones don't. And I can tell you why. And the happiest couples are the ones that fished in their own pond. You know, because trust me, all of you guys out there, you're not that damn good looking. I hate to tell you this. The good thing for you is Filipino women like the way American men look. So you don't have to be good looking in the American standard because Filipino women like how American men look. They like how Australians look, Germans look. They like that. They're attracted to that. But you don't have to be a good looking American man to attract a good Filipino woman. So it just so happens I am, and I did, you know. So, but that's something you got to keep in mind. You don't have to be that great of looking if you're looking for the right type of Filipina, you know. Look, and I know some couples, Filipino couples, that he's good looking, she's good looking, and they fished in their own pond. You know, they were younger, both, you know, they did that. And they've grown old together. And I've known other couples that, you know, have gone different ways, different directions, and different things. So that's all I encourage you guys to do, is look for that chick that's going to make a good wife, because that's what you want in the end, right? You're going to want to marry somebody who's going to take care of you, who's going to be there for you, who's going to support you, right? That's what you want. So that's what you have to do. You have to get out of your eyeballs and get to your heart, okay? So, just thoughts on that. And I think the immigration, speeding up the process, maybe it makes it better for expats who's going to live there, all of that good stuff. So I think it's pretty exciting what's going on in the world today. So that's what I think. So anybody have any thoughts or comments on that? Does it agree with me, disagree with me? Did I say anything that inappropriate or inadequate or incorrect? I know, I guess I don't know why you would want an American woman, period. When there's so many other women from other countries out there, and it's easy to get them. And when you get them, you won't be disappointed. So I don't even know why men try to date American women. I know when you're young, 18, 19-year-old, well, you don't know, you don't have any experience. So dating what's around you is appropriate, and it is what it is. But when you get to be above 30, 35 years old, and you're single and you're thinking you might want to get married, I would tell you, don't look at the American women at all. If you like a white girl, look at Germany, Sweden, Australia, other places. Look for a country that has a culture that you would like to live in, meaning that your wife comes from a culture that you find inviting, attractive. Maybe you like the Japanese culture, or maybe you kind of like how the Australians do things, or maybe the South Africans, how they do things, or chicks from Jamaica. Whatever it is, what you think you would enjoy having in your house every day, something that you could embrace that culture, and then go from there. But if you're 30, 35 and above, I wouldn't waste your time trying to date an American woman at all. At all. And I know I get a little bit of heat from American women when I say all of this, but that's okay. I don't care. If American women that are mad at me because I say what I say, listen. Maybe instead of being mad, you should listen to what I say and take it to heart. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable and lonely the rest of your life, or you're just going to be a bitch. One of the two. I don't care. We don't care anymore. That's one thing I see from everything. A lot of men are getting to the point where they don't care anymore. If they would rather be single than married to an American woman. They would rather be single and live alone than be miserable. I agree. Pat, 35 and above is a great age for Filipino women. I agree. I don't know if you ever reached out to our friend Joy, but that's her age group. I do. I think that age group is the appropriate one. One, they've got some life behind them. And the Filipino life is not easy. Even if they were an OFW, they had a hard life. So that means they've worked hard, they've paid bills, they've struggled, they've made it happen. Those are qualities that are very good to look at, right? Because if they're 35, 40 years old, and they're doing the best they can in the Philippines, think of what they can do in America. Because what I tell you from experience is a lot of these women have come over that are good women that did well in the Philippines, even though it's hard in the Philippines. They've gotten jobs and careers in America, and their family has grown and blossomed financially. They can bring a lot to the table. And I know a lot of guys don't like it when I talk about the math, but mathematically, they are worth the investment you put into it. But you got to find the one and get to that point that says, yes, I would be very interested in marrying you if we go down that road. Yes, I like you. I want to put forth the effort into getting to know you and working with you and all of that. And then you go down the road. I mean, when we were talking to Scotty and them the other night, they asked about our relationship. The bottom line was, look, when I made the decision to go to the Philippines, I already knew I was going to marry Lorelei. There was and I've never seen her before, but I already knew it. So the switch flipped, and then I committed myself to it. And a lot of men don't want to do that. A lot of men think, oh, well, even I got to see her in person first before I can commit. And maybe that's true, but Lorelai and I were on the phone so much like this, video calling. I saw her every freaking day for hours. So what more do you need? What more do you need to make up your mind about whether you would marry the person or not? Do you really think you got to go hang out with them, and then you can judge them versus what you've done? But what I mean is Lorelai and I truly spent hours on the phone. I would take her to work with me. She would take me around Philippines when she was doing things at night. So we would Viber, FaceTime back and forth. So I saw her head to toe, backwards and forwards. I saw where she lived. She saw where I lived. I mean, there was no mystery, right? And if you're going to do that, I tell people, do that with the girl. If they're willing to do that with you, one, they're not hanging out with other guys because they're hanging out on the phone with you. So when you get to that point, and look, I would tell women that you might have be interested and say, look, I'm one of these guys that are truly looking to get married and to bring her to America. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not looking to be used or hustled. This is what I'm looking for. And if you want to, as we get to know each other, we're going to go down that road. That's where this road leads. Otherwise, why would I talk to you? Why would I get to know you and do all of this? Because the road leads to marriage. So you go into it not wanting to get married today, but with the thought process of, hey, we got to work on the end goal of getting married. If we don't, we don't. It's what the old-fashioned courtship was. You didn't court a girl just to have fun. Court a girl just to have fun. Back in the old days, you courted a girl with the goal of being married at the end. And the courtship was to see if that was going to happen. And I think a lot of men rather go, well, I'm just going to see. No, find one that you like, that you think you can get along with, and go with that. You, the man, quit hustling other women and tell her, said, look, we've known each other a little bit now. We think we like each other, right? So is this where you want to go? Can you see this? So if that's the case, then I don't want you to date other guys or talk to, on YouTube or whatever to other guys or whatever it's called now, however girls do that. I don't want you to do that. I won't do that either. And we can concentrate on seeing where our relationship's going to go. That we can get to that marriage part. We can concentrate on me coming to see you in the Philippines, getting the paperwork ready to do a K-1, because obviously that's how we got to get married. So that's part of the courtship process. Pat says, when I was in the Philippines when I was younger, I had to court my ex-wife, about 29 to 30 years old. She was 21. Yeah. And that's what you're doing long distance until you go to see them. And look, and when you go to see them in the Philippines, Scotty and them was asking about our situation. When I went to the Philippines, Lorelai, we're already down this marriage road. She didn't know I was going to propose or anything, right? But this is where we were going. We knew that this was the end goal. So I had her rent a place for us. She set it up. We stayed together, period. We were already to that point. You got to get to that point where maybe you rent an Airbnb when you go or a hotel, and she can stay and feel comfortable with you. Stay in there, whether it's in different beds, the same bed, it doesn't really matter. And then you guys can spend your time together, going and doing. Not where you go, you land, you stay in a hotel, and you see her for lunch. The next day maybe you go to dinner with her. That's not what you need to do. When you land in the Philippines, you need to go there with the intent of spending, and that's one thing we made sure of. With Lorelai. Lorelai was not working when I'm going to be in the Philippines. So all of her time and all of my time could be spent together. And this whole thing where guys go over and they bounce around a little bit, or they go to lunch with the girl and they go here and they go there, and then they go back to their hotel and the girl goes back home or goes back to this or back. It doesn't work. My ex is too young. 3 years later, I divorced her. I understand a lot of people like that. Yeah, too young. That's why you want to marry somebody closer to your age. HTN is back in the house. HTN, Henry, how are you? Saying hello to everybody. Are you feeling better tonight? Hope you're feeling better or continuing to feel better. So, but I'm telling you guys, if you're doing that, hey, I'm gonna rent a hotel, and when the girl gets a chance, she can come over and visit you, or you guys can go to lunch, or go to dinner. No, you got to be committed to spending time together in the Philippines, not with this girl and go do that without her. That's why you came to the Philippines. If you're not going to the Philippines to be with one girl, then don't tell her. Don't do that. If your goal is to go there, then why are you're not ready for marriage? So you're just going there to play. Henry, Pat says hello to you. I lost my internet yesterday, but I am feeling better. Good. I'm about 95%, so I'm starting to feel better. Now it is 8 degrees here. We still got snow on the ground and the roads and everything. So we're supposed to be in the 70s next week, Henry. So hopefully I'll feel much better by then. But that's what I tell guys, and thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. But what is your intent? If you're courting somebody, dating somebody online, and you go over there with the intent of seeing and hanging out with a bunch of other people, then you're wasting her time. You're blowing her. You're wasting her time, and she thinks you guys are leading to marriage. So I tell you guys, if you want to be successful and get that wife, commit to going there and being with her and her alone, and if she's not willing to do the same, if she can't say, well, while you're here for the 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I can see you on Monday, and then I could probably see you the next Tuesday, then she's not at the same place. She's not ready to be married to you. So you can't do that. That's not going to work. If she has to be, same thing with you. You're coming to the Philippines to spend time with her. You need to have the understanding and the agreement that when you get there, her time is your time. She's spending the time with you. You're going to go meet her family. You're going to go do things collectively together. But if she's only come and hang out with you once in a while, then it's not going to lead to marriage. It's just not going to happen. So when you set this up to go to the Philippines to visit the girl, what is her thought? Oh, well, great. I'm glad you come to the Philippines. Maybe I can see you while you're here. No, I'm coming here to see you. Oh, so are you not available to spend 2 or 3 weeks hanging out with me and showing me around and all of that? Well, no, I got this or that. No, it's not in her mind to be married to you then. So that's what you got to do. You got to have that meeting of the minds and agree. I'm coming there to be with you, and you're taking time, and I know it's taking time away from your world, but to be with me. Whether we go meet your family, we go bowling, we go do this, we go do that, we're going to spend time together. And if she's not comfortable staying at your hotel or your condo, and she goes home every night, that's fine as long as she comes back the next day. The goal is for you guys to be together. Just don't date somebody who's on the internet. Well, I think the internet, you mean someone like on the dating sites? I don't know. I think there are some good dating sites, Henry, I really do. I don't think that's the end of the world. I don't think dating somebody who has a YouTube channel or an Instagram account or a TikTok account who's trying to meet guys that way, I don't think you should do that. That doesn't work. But I do think there's a lot of people that have been married, gotten married, who's been dating on dating websites, and they've done okay. Yeah, Christian Filipino is a good website. They vet on both sides. They vet the man and the woman, and the woman has to be ready to be married to get onto that website. I know they're one of the websites that contacted us about sponsoring them or helping them or marketing with them, and we just never got around to it. But I did research on them, and I know they're a good site. So that's the key, guys. But I agree with Henry. Picking up chicks off the internet who have YouTube channels and this and that usually doesn't work. I know a couple of people that it's working pretty well with. They've gotten lucky. They met and went, oh, but then again, the girl wasn't the one who was, shaking her boobs, running around in a tank top, trying to entertain 100 men on her live stream. She was just a normal person doing good things and, and showing her life in the Philippines. Okay, that's okay. So you got to understand how this works. And then you use the internet to your benefit. When Lorelai and I were together many thousands of years ago, we had to use a thing called Viber. And I barely knew how to make a long distance phone call to the Philippines. But we used video chat. And like I said, we used the internet to video chat nonstop a lot. I would bring her everywhere, to the grocery stores, sit down when I was doing bills, paying bills, doing stuff. We would FaceTime. When she would take me places in the Philippines, she'd have to run to wherever, the bank, the post office, the grocery store. That's how we lived our lives together, and we just kept doing that, and it works very well. So, Pat, I know you're interested, and Henry, I know you'd like to meet somebody. So that's what you do. If they can spend time with you on the internet all day long, so to speak, not every minute, but, every day you guys are talking or on, and look, Lorelai would be on the phone, right? We'd be vibing this, and maybe it was time for her to sleep. And I'm at the college, and I'm at my desk working. I would have the phone on, and we're FaceTiming, but she's asleep, and I'm sitting there working in my office doing my thing. And she would wake up, and, we'd talk a little bit. She'd go back to sleep. Perfectly fine. I had no issues with that. Same thing at my house. When I was in bed sometimes, she would be doing stuff in the Philippines, and I would wake up and check in on her. And that's how we stayed in touch in reality. Our life, reality. Reality, reality, reality. That's what you want to show them. What is reality? HCN says, I'm talking to someone in the Philippines. Nice. Congratulations. Excellent. That's good. Is it going well, may I ask, Henry? Is it going pretty well, you think? Can you see a future? I think the key, and this is, and I preach this, and I can't say enough about the more time you spend with them on the internet, live, face-to-face, now, will lead you to the decision whether you're going there for them or not. Henry says, yeah, I think it's going good. Nice, good. That's good. Good, congratulations on that. And put forth, and one thing is, this is what I try to tell guys all the time, because I get a lot of guys message me, believe it or not. I talk to a lot of people offline. And I tell them, don't be, I forgot the word, my squishy brain syndrome. Don't be apprehensive. Just dive in and go for it. Don't stress whether it's this or that or this or that. Just dive in and start the process. She's either going to join the process, like it, or she's going to run away. Or you're going to run away. One of the two, you're going to stop. But don't be apprehensive about it. Don't be stressed about it. Just jump in, get to know them, talk to them every day, visit with them face to face, because you got to know that they're a live human being, and do that. That's simply the way you do it, Henry. And you just repeat the process, repeat the process, repeat the process. That's how you do it. But don't be apprehensive. And don't be worried about being rejected. Don't be worried that it's not going to go well. Just have a positive mindset that, look, this chick is cool. I want to know her more and better. And I'm going to continue this. I'm going to kind of push the issue because I kind of like her. I'm not going to be too pushy and creepy, but I'm going to make the effort and put forth the effort. Yeah, that's what we are doing. Great, Henry. Excellent. Because what you got to understand is a lot of women from Asian countries and other countries are not pushy, bossy people like American women. So they need to be, I don't want to use the word chaste, but they want you to take the lead on the relationship. You need to take the lead. You don't need to be a jerk or a creep or a boss about it, but they want to know you're the man, unlike American women. American women are the man, but with Asian women and other women, they want you to be the man. They want you to take the initiative. They want you to tell them where we're going, what we're doing, those type of things, because you're the guy. They want you to say, yeah, I really like you. We need to continue this relationship, and if they don't want to, they'll tell you. I'm thinking we have a good chance to go down the road. So I look forward to visiting and talking with you a whole lot more. Just keep it going. Keep finding reasons. Pat says, I think Cebu might be the place to get a Filipina. Maybe. That's where my wife came from. The other thing a lot of people don't realize, if you FaceTime a lot, and you take them I take Lorelai to work with me at the college. And I would put her in the classroom and she'd listen to me lecture. So what it did, it gave us a lot of things to talk about. Okay? It gave us a lot of things to talk about versus having dead air. So that helps in your courtship or your dating when you're online, right? Having something to talk about. Other areas not too far out from Cebu. Scotty B in the house. Hey, Scotty, how are you, my friend? We're talking about relationships. We got shifted from the immigration stuff, which is all good, down to dating, relationship, and I've been lecturing and giving my advice. So thank you for coming in and chiming in about what you think about dating. But Filipino women want the men to take the lead. So just remember that. But they don't want you to be creepy. They don't want you to be, dirty-minded right off the bat. That comes later. So, but yeah, they want you to be assertive in the relationship and chasing them. Because that's their culture, right? So understand that. That's how you get them, by letting them know, hey, I am serious about you. We've been talking a couple of weeks now. It's going well. We're talking more and more frequently. I think I would like for us to continue that a lot more and see if we can't get this relationship down the road. So, Pat, that's what you need to do. Find a girl that's willing to do that. But Pat, the question for you and James and everybody else that's listening, Scotty already has a woman, so he doesn't need this advice, do you, Scotty? But Scotty knows what's going on too. He knows how this goes. But the key is, are you ready? Are you ready? And I tell men this all the time. If you can't get a visa or passport, if you can't get a passport and you don't have the money to go to the Philippines, you're not ready. If you can't make that trip happen, then you're not ready. So don't waste their time. Don't feed them fluff and puff thinking some American's going to come over there and marry them. So you need to be ready. And you need to find the girl that is also ready. But you got to be the leader in that process. That's a big part of this. And I tell people all the time, and I get a little bit of pushback, but I don't care. If you can't get to the Philippines to see the chick and to move this relationship forward within a year, then don't do it. Don't go down that road. Don't find somebody yet. Because the odds are you're not going to get there in 2 years or 3 years. And you're just going to waste her time and drag her and string her along. And that's not fair. So if you can't get there within a year, if you don't got the type of credit or the funding to pack your bags, catch a plane, and go to the Philippines, within a year of meeting somebody you think you would marry, then you're wasting your time and their time. HDN says, just out of curiosity, what does it take to bring someone here to the States? K1 visa. That's it. The K1 visa is the fiance's visa. Well, we do have videos on it, but I'll tell you in summary, it's an application process for a fiance. You have paperwork on the American side to file. She has paperwork on the Filipino side. So money, HDN, money. The visa process itself is not that bad. I think it's about $1,000. But you have to be able to prove, Henry, Pat, that you can support them. So you got to do an affidavit of support, but you also got to you got to go somewhere and meet them in person. You got to have documentation that you met this person in person. For example, when I went to the Philippines, we knew that we would probably go down this road. This is where we were going. I bought a ring. So everything we did in the Philippines was documented so that when we came back to fill out the paperwork for the K1 visa, we could both prove that we've met each other, that we spent time together. That's one of the most important factors, is doing that. And then, of course, there's filing fees in the Philippines, which is not horrible. I don't know what they are today, but maybe a couple $100, maybe $1,000 in America. But your trip to the Philippines, and then, of course, her trip coming to America, and her expenses for her to get the paperwork done, to go to the embassy, to get all of that legal stuff that she has done. That's probably another, $400 or $500 right there. So yes, Scotty's right. You got to have some money. You don't have to go crazy like maybe I did. I don't know, we probably dropped 18 grand between everything. We probably spent $18,000. And this is something I tell people, because when I say that, they all go, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. But the first year she was working, she made more than that to start with. So the $18,000 came right back to you, if that's what you're worried about. So when they get a job and work, not a big deal. So that's what you got to do. Pat says, right now I'm talking about taking a break from Christian Philippines, saving money for the Philippines, and I can go back on and finding, yeah. That's it. You got to have the money to go do this. And of course, if you want to talk to our friend Joy, just as a friend, we can let you do that. There's girls that you can talk to as just friends. But and a lot of patience. Yes, a lot of patience. A lot of patience. But there's an application on the U.S. Immigration website. That's called the K1 visa. You got to fill that out, Henry. She will have paperwork on her side that you got to do and submit. So it's a lot of paperwork. You can use Rapid Visa, which I recommend to do this for you. They charge a little extra for their service, but they get it done and they get it done right. So I'm a big fan of Rapid Visa. Yes, you can do it all yourself without question. But Lorelei and I hired an attorney to do this, waste the money. We lost $1,000. We used Rapid Visa. They fixed everything, got it done quicker, faster, made our life a lot easier. So,
the Rapid Visa is already here for the permanent residents.
Right, because Lorelei did the K1 visa for us. She did the paperwork for the K1 visa. But you can hire Rapid Visa to do the K1 visa. Yes, you'll find that nothing happens in a hurry in the Philippines. Boy, I agree with that, Scotty, right? So how much cost? We spent 18 grand, but that includes all of the travel, the hotels, spending money, having a good time, treating family, all of the airline tickets. I don't stay in cheap places. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I don't like staying in dumps. So we had a resort we stayed at, a very nice place, CB Waterfront Hotel. So we stayed in a very nice place, paid $60, $70 a night, I think it was. Not very expensive American-wise. So you can do it a lot cheaper than us. maybe, 5 to 10 grand. But it depends on airline tickets. That's your big kicker, Henry. You'll find nothing happening yet. Is Joy single? Yes, she's single and she'd be happy to move to the United States. She does have a little boy that's about 8 years old or 10 years old. That's a good kid. So, yeah, she's single. She's a very nice person. Like I said, she has a little old acne scars, but she's not a bad looking,
Allergic.
huh?
She got an allergy on Kuwait.
Oh, when she was in Kuwait, she had an allergic attack on something that affected her face a little bit. When she was OFW in Kuwait, Lorelai was telling me. But she's skinny. She's fine. So that's what you do, Henry. But you can. We did paper. Okay, and I'll tell you, Lorelai and I knew we were going down this road to marriage, right? That's why we were doing this. So we started working on the K-1 visa even before I got to the Philippines. We did the research, found out we needed photographs. We needed time and date proof, copies of my airline tickets to show that I went to the Philippines, copy of my passport stamp. So we worked and got a file ready for immigration. So when we filed the K-1 visa process and they said, okay, do you have all of these documents, any proof? Boop, 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 boop. There you go. They're like, okay, do you have proof that you can financially support her? That's the affidavit of support. I had that filled out. I had my tax records to show. Blah, blah, blah. I had all of that stuff photocopied, ready to go. So we worked on the paperwork as we developed and went, yeah, we think we could go down the road to marriage. It looks like that's where we would wind up going, right? So we knew ahead of time that we needed a plan for the K-1 visa because we talked about we didn't want to do the spousal visa because it takes longer. We wanted to do the K-1. So, but Pat, yeah, Joy's a fine person. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her at all. So if you want to just Facebook and be friends with her and chit chat, I'm sure she'd love to hear from anybody. She's not, she's a little shy, like most Filipinas. So, she's not, but she's a very normal, traditional Filipino woman, is what I'm trying to say. So, Henry, I hope that helps. We do have videos that goes into depth, step by step, on how we did it. And there's a lot of other videos on YouTube, of course. But Rapid Visa can also has a lot of, that's what we did. I went to the government website, printed everything out, looking for what I needed. And then when we needed Rapid Visa, they got a whole bunch of information themselves. Tips, hey, make sure you get this, make sure you get that, make sure this. So there's a lot of that information out there that's free, available for people to use. There's no reason to pay somebody like me money to guide you through it. That's a bunch of BS. I know there's some YouTubers out there doing that. No. There's too many people like me and everybody else who's done it and said, no, here's what you do. So if you get to that point, Henry, we can help you along the way, coach you along the way, give you the best advice we can. And of course, if there's new things, we'll learn about those along with you. But the biggest thing, you got to go to the Philippines. And that's what I mean when I tell guys this is what I mean. You need to go to the Philippines with the intention from her side and your side that you're going to spend the month together or the 3 weeks, whatever it is. You're going to spend that time together. You're not going to meet her once for lunch and then come back and stay there and bounce around the Philippines and then come back home and try to do a K-1 visa for her. That doesn't make any logical sense. You don't want to do that. You need to be there. Now, I'm not saying she has to sleep in your hotel room all the time. She can go home. I'm telling you. You got to have that time together. I'm going to the grocery store. Have a great stream. Thank you, Scotty. Hey, while you're at the grocery store, could you buy me some C2 apple? I haven't had it in a long time, and I sure would like to have one. So I appreciate it. But we appreciate you, Scotty. So, but that's my simple advice. If you both can't do that, spend every day together. then you're wasting everybody's time. You just drank. Oh, Scotty, you teaser. Man, what am I going to do with you, buddy? Man, I like it. We were talking about Filipino drinks earlier in the live stream. And I brought up C2 because I really, really drank a lot of it and I like it. So go to the store and buy some more, Scotty. But Henry, Pat, James, if you're still hanging out back there, I really mean that. You got to be on the same page about where your visit's going, or you just wasted a shitload of money going to the Philippines. Because airline tickets are not cheap, hotels are not free. The lemon's the good one, but I really like the apple. It was the apple and the lemon that I really liked. Those two were my favorite, and I mean, I drink a lot of that shit. And what's weird is I know it has full of sugar, but we still lost weight drinking. So I like the lemon too. It's my favorite, but I like the apple. I miss the apple one. We have a lot of lemon Asian drinks here that I buy, but we don't have the C2 apple. And I just kind of miss that. So, but that's what we have to do, guys. You either shit or get off the pot when it comes to relationships. Either you are or you're not. One of the two. But it never hurts to meet girls and talk to them and visit with them and be friends with them on Facebook, and get to know them. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with any of that. And if it sparks your interest, and then maybe you start putting the action plan together, or you're just friends with them, it's okay. Because you never know, their friend may have a friend, her friend, their friend, their friend. You never know what friend there might be out there. So I encourage guys to be friends with a lot of girls when you're single, to get to know them, get to learn about the Philippines, and just have a good time and don't stress until that one that triggers your trigger and you go down the road. Boom. But Henry, the bottom line is you're already thinking about a K-1 visa or how to bring her to America. The question is she already thinking the same thing? And if she is, you guys are in a great place. If she doesn't see this like you see it, then you're not in a good place. You're not on the same team, the same river, the same mountain. You're not doing whatever. You're not together on this. So if you're thinking it and she's thinking it and feeling it, then you're on the right path. But, if she kind of blows you off, if she's a little hesitant or this or that, you're not so good, my friend. Yeah, it will. And so that she is, but time will tell. Well, time will tell. But to be honest, it's up to you, Henry. It's up to you. Like I said earlier, you got to kind of take the lead. You got to kind of drive the bus. So, you got to say, hey, look, depending on, it's like what we did, and I don't know your situation, Henry, but it's kind of like with Lorelai. When Lorelai and I were doing the online thing, she was getting ready, a few months after we met, she was getting ready to go to Jordan, I think, and work overseas. And I told her, I said, look, I think we're going down this road, so why don't you not go to Jordan? And I got plenty of money. I can just pay your living expenses. So she got a room in the Philippines, and I would just send her money because we knew we were going to go down this road. And I would say, I would rather you be in the Philippines to do paperwork. Because, look, we met, I don't know what month, we debate. Let's say we met in June. We knew pretty quickly, luckily, that we wanted to go down this road. And so I said, don't go to Jordan, stay there, rent a room, hang out there, and work on our K1 together. And originally we met in June, I was going to fly over the next summer. So it was going to be 1 year. But that didn't work for her. So I flew over on Christmas break, on my college Christmas break. But we knew. So during that time, we were working on it. And so when I went to the Philippines over Christmas, we did all those things, documentation we needed. Once I got back from the Philippines, back to America, we filed the paperwork. And she was here by June of the next year, or August of the next year. That's good. Now, and this is kind of what I don't know, Henry, and maybe people see these things differently than me. And I'm just going to say, if you're talking about meeting next year or later this year, then I don't know if you're in the right place. And what I mean is just what I said. These guys that go over to meet the girl to see if they like them, why are you doing that? You need to know that you really like the person before you go to the Philippines. And you're not going there to meet them for lunch. You're going there with the purpose of being together. And I can't stress this enough. Don't go to the Philippines to meet the girl that you've been talking to. You're going to the Philippines to spend the 2 weeks, 3 weeks with the girl that you've been talking to every day, face to face, for months. So that's kind of what I mean by that. Why would you waste your time and energy to go meet and see? If she's worth you flying all that way and spending the money with her, then you must be much further down the road to marriage than you can ever imagine. Or you better be, because it's one stupid, stupid thing to waste all that money for a girl you're going to go have lunch with. Yeah, Pat agrees, and Henry says, oh, that's what I mean. Good, good. And and I tell guys this all the time, and I know they kind of think I'm a little nuts, but if you want to get married, you won't. That's what Lorelai and I did. I'm telling you, it works. I know other couples that did the exact same thing, and it works because they were both ready to be married. If you haven't gotten to that point where you wouldn't marry the girl, then don't go. If she's not to that point where she would marry you, you're not on the same, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I've known a lot of guys, and I mean a lot of guys, who've flown, and look, and some of the ones you guys know that come on my live streams, you know some of them. They've gone to the Philippines to meet the girl, right? Well, it didn't work out because they didn't go there with the intention of spending the month with them. You know, she wasn't ready for it. They weren't on the same page, and it doesn't work. Tim says, I'm back in the house now. Thank you for coming back. Some places, too, Pat says. Between Negros, Occidental Philippines, Cebu's best area to find women. Yeah, I think so. Lorelai is chiming in. Tell that I am going there, but I want to spend all my time with you when I'm going there in the Philippines. But the girl has excuses, don't book your ticket. That's right, and that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe Lorelai said it a little better. But you're going to tell her, look, I'm coming to the Philippines for you. Only reason I'm coming here is for you. Are you on the same page? And if she's not on the same page, because that's what Lorelai did. Hi, I'm sorry, I need to say this. All right, say whatever you want to say. You got my permission. So, Pat saying hello to you, Lorelai. So, because Lorelai booked our hotel room a day or two early, went there, got food for me, got us set up for us a place to live for the 3 weeks we were there. So, that's good. You need to talk about everything. You got to be completely honest. And that's what I mean. I took Lorelai with me in America. We FaceTime on Viber. I don't know if Viber still exists. So this comes from Lorelai. When female know that a guy is serious and we think it hard if we will dive in or not. We think hard if we dive in or not. Pat says, not only on the same page with a woman you may work out, you're right, brother. It won't. So, if she has a bunch of excuses why she can't see you or she's busy or she's doing this or that, something's going on fishy. But I agree with what Lorelai is saying. Look, you tell the young lady, no, and Lorelai was surprised that I only came there for her. She thought I was coming there to scope other chicks.
Yeah, but I'm gonna break you.
But, I went there for Lorelai, and period. And that's what I did. Period. It's just the way it is. So, Henry, that's my advice. I hope you guys are FaceTiming. I hope you take her to what you go and do, take her shopping with you, go to work with you, take her around your neighborhood, all different, show the bad. You got to share the ugly, the bad, everything is what you have to do. And then if you guys still want to spend the month together, then you probably got something pretty good going. I've seen a lot of that fishy things in the Philippines. Yeah, it is. But, Lorelai did a great job. She had our hotel suite set up, and she bought some real food for me to eat, and had drinks ready for us. So I knew that when I got there, I was nice and comfortable. She surprised me with a lot of it. So she did her part, period. She did her part right off the bat. And of course, what's really good about that is when the woman is doing her part, you know that you made the right choice. So now you're feeling it. Oh, this is good. Things are clicking. If the girl came and dropped you off a bottle of soda and left, well, I hate to tell you this, she may be playing you. Maybe playing you. And you got to talk about what are you going to do the time that you're there. Hey, you want to go meet my family? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And all of those things, and make those plans and make that part of it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money. It's going to be a very expensive, wasted trip. And we know a lot of guys that have done that. They've been talking to a girl for a few months. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go meet her. Well, but they hadn't FaceTimed every day, all day long. So Tim says, I came here without planning on being with anybody. Yep. I came here for my health, but it took me a few years to find a girlfriend, but I wasn't planning on a relationship from the start. That's the difference, Tim, and you're right. There are guys like you that move to foreign countries, not because they're chasing women, because they have a different goal in mind. Maybe it's health, business, whatever it may be, fun, entertainment. And they don't have a woman on, and that's perfectly okay. I think that's the way to go. I think if you do that, if you're smart, look, this may be sound bad, but if an American guy or whatever, an expat a foreigner lands in the Philippines, and if they want a girlfriend, they can find one probably within a week. But maybe it won't be the right girlfriend, but you can find a girlfriend if that's what you want. So you got to decide why you're going to the Philippines. Am I going there just to be a tourist and hang out and shop around and look around? Am I going there to live and make my life better, and I don't really care if I get married or not, or date or not? Okay. Tim has a long-time girlfriend now. He's not going to get married. I don't blame him. So what's your goal? Are you going to come back to America? Or are you planning to move there? What? Henry and Pat and everybody's talking about the K-1 visa and bringing the woman back. That's why you go there. Your goal is to get your wife to America. Tim's goal wasn't to do that. And he'd accomplished his goal. He's doing good, right? I accomplished my goal. I went to the Philippines to get the paperwork done so that Lorelai could get to America. I didn't go to the Philippines to meet Lorelai. I already met her. I met her every freaking day of the week. I went there to satisfy look, simply thing, I'll tell you, if the immigration law was, look, you do not have to meet in person for the K-1 visa, I wouldn't have met Lorelai in person. I would have just filed the paperwork and had her ass here. I would have skipped the whole Filipino trip if that would have been the law, because, Brother David, can you send me that tool back on the YouTube pop-up for me? My girlfriend doesn't even want to come to the States. Yeah, a lot of them don't, Tim. Pat, I don't know what you mean. Send me that tool back on YouTube pop up for me. Can you explain a little bit better for me, Pat? And there's nothing wrong with that, Tim. I think there's a lot of Filipino women that don't want to come here. The smart ones would just stay there. It sounds like me right now. We are FaceTime. Good. And do it more. And keep being, hey, you showed it earlier. Moderator. Well, you're a moderator right now, Pat, because you're blue. So you can drop a link. Well, we turned you blue, Pat. So, yeah, what we did is we go on and we hit your name and we turn you to blue to make you a moderator. Then you're a moderator. And what that allows you to do is drop links to YouTube channels or Facebook or link to anything you want to share because you're blue now. That means you don't need permission from me to do that. So we trust you enough to do all of that. So that's how it works. You only do it once. So no worries, Pat. But Henry, we're happy for you. We're glad for you. But if it's going well, don't piss it away. That's what I tell guys. Why are you beating around the bush? Why are you worried about it? Don't be scared. Just take a leap of faith and go do it. That's what Tim did. Tim took a leap of faith, right? And you moved to the Philippines because you wanted to improve your health and live somewhere differently. He took a leap, Gary, my retired life too. I haven't heard from Gary in a while, but he took the plunge too at like 80 years old. Packed the shit and moved to the Philippines. So Ronald's in the Philippines, the professor. He packed his shit and moved there, and I think he's doing okay. So don't be scared, Henry, Pat, embrace. Henry says, I'm thinking about moving there still. Yeah. All right. Yep. So, Pat, are you connected to us on Facebook, Pat? If not, I don't know if Lorelai could drop our Facebook thing again or her blog again so that you can connect to us on Facebook, because then you can talk to our friend Joy if you want as a friend and get to know her if you like. She's in Manila right now waiting to go back to Saudi Arabia, I think. She's going to be an OFW. So maybe Lorelai could drop our Facebook link in the chat again. But if you'll hook up with us on Facebook, then we can show you Joy, and if you want to just message her and be nice and be a Facebook buddy and see where it leads, no harm. Tim says, keep records of chatting with the lady. Oh, God. If you meet them, take plenty of pictures of being together. Yes, it will help with the travel outside the Philippines is your partner. Right. Here's what we did. So, we had Viber. I printed out our entire Viber history, all of our text. I printed it out. When we did our paper, we literally submitted on each side a documentation package about this thick. Text messages, emails, photographs, copies of every expense I paid in the Philippines. Stuff from, we both had our own. And I submitted a giant package. And I'm telling you, we got approved like that. We overwhelmed them with evidence. Overwhelmed them. And I think it worked without question.
What's the address?
Address for what?
In the immigration, the interview, what's the address and when is your wedding date?
Yeah, they asked Lorelai what my address was and what the wedding date was.
And I got approved.
And Lorelai got approved quickly because she knew everything about it. She knew what my house looked like. She knew everything, period. Because we spent so much time together. So, yeah, I have everything. Good, good, good. Pat says, Chris Gorey is my Facebook. Okay. Lorelai, can you drop our Facebook link by any chance? Or your thing? That way you can introduce Pat to Joy and they can chit chat with each other down the road. Or you can add Chris Gorey. I don't can't do it. Here, let me screenshot it. That way, if not, I'll do it later tonight. Okay, Pat. Get rid of that picture somehow. I'm in a mask on Facebook. Okay, Lorelai dropped our Facebook thing there, Pat. Henry has had to go. But we had everything, including my tax documents for 3 years, which they requested, photocopies of paychecks, which they requested. You name it, we had it because we planned ahead. We studied what they wanted and what they needed and gave it to them. When the COVID was around, yes. So the more paperwork, the more proof you have that one, you can sponsor her, which if I remember right, the financial amount was, last I read, $30,000, I think, right at 28,000 or $30,000. I'd have to Google it. But there's a financial level where you don't need a co-sponsor. So if you make more than, like, say, $30,000, you don't have to worry about it. They say, okay, you make enough money, you satisfy the financial requirements. If you make less than that, then you got to ask somebody to co-sponsor with you who makes money, who has a job or income, so that there's now enough income base for that person to come here. Lorelai is dropping some more stuff there. So Pat can check those out too, Pat, and just click on them and go to them. So just something to keep in mind. Your financials, you're going to need them. If you're on Social Security, disability, all of those things, you got to have those records. On Facebook, Brother David, yes. Have they gone up a lot? I'm going to Google it tomorrow, maybe tonight. I'll Google it. When I checked a year or so ago, or maybe 2 years ago for somebody, it was around $30,000. It's kind of like the, 30,000, it's 28 to $30,000. So does anybody know what it is now, if you're listening? But I'll have to Google it. I don't know if I can find it on my iPad real quick. So I remember this part. It's basically you got to be above the poverty level. So you got to be at least 100% of the federal poverty level guidelines for the household size. So that's what I remember. And I think the poverty guideline in the U.S. was $28,000 or $30,000. So let me see what it is now. So whatever it is, you got to be above the poverty level for your household. I'm pulling up all the stuff here. I got it off the government website right here. See, they don't tell you exactly what is the federal. Let me look up what the federal guidelines are. Or poverty level, I mean. Huh. Wow, Tim. So here it's saying the federal poverty level for 2025 is going to be $15,650 for a household of one in the continental United States. Is what they're saying. So right now it's $15,600. And it went up by about $500 from last year. So I don't know where I had the 28,000 at. Maybe that's what I don't know. But that's what they say. It has to be 100% of the poverty level. And the form you file is the I-129F, second step for the visa, the DS-160, birth certificates, requirement documents. You got to complete the form DS-160. You got to have valid passport for travel, birth certificates, divorce or death certificate of the other spouse. I never had a spouse, so I didn't have to worry about that. Medical examination, showing that you're physically able to whatever. Evidence of financial support, which is the affidavit of support. That's form I-134. You got to have the 2x2 passport photos, which I thought was interesting, because you got to connect photos to your application process. That's one thing I remember. They got to be like passport photos, 2x2 inches. Evidence of relationship with your U.S. citizen and fiance. Payment of fees. Is what you got to have. I'm going to pull up the financial form and just see what it says. I haven't looked at some of this stuff in a while. Basics for filing, beneficiary information. On the forms, it doesn't tell you how much money you're supposed to make. They just let you put it in there and they will evaluate it. The form's not difficult to fill out, to be honest. So it's not hard to fill out, but I would say right now it's telling me the poverty guidelines of the United States. You got to be 100%. The amount of, oh, that's dog food, sorry. So the K-1 visa, financial, I'm just going to double check a different way. So we're talking about the K-1 visa there, Henry. So I double checked a different way and it's still coming up. To sponsor a K-1 visa, you need to earn at least 100% of the federal poverty guidelines, which for a household of, oh, here's what it was, which means for a household of two, you and your, this is where I was at, Tim, for you and your fiance. So you got to show that you have enough money to not only 100% of the poverty guidelines for yourself, but for your fiance. So this is saying, which means a household of two, that's what you're going to be when she gets here. You have to have at least 100% of the poverty level which would be 20,000 as of 2025. That's it. So you got to have double the poverty level because now there's two people and both people have to be above the poverty level. Is that an American couple? Yes. Yep, that's us. So I hope that helps, but that's the K-1 visa, financial requirements. So we didn't have any problems, only two of us. If you got a bunch of kids, that comes into a factor. If she has kids that she's bringing over, that comes into a financial factor. So you got to be able to show that you can support above the poverty level. But I got the K-1 visa requirements pulled up. If anybody has any questions about it, just let me know. I can tell you, I got it right here in front of me, pulled up. Really simple to do. You can do it all online. Well, what I'll tell you, Henry, is you got to prove that you don't owe the taxes. If you don't, you got to prove that you don't owe the government. You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to prove that whether you have no tax returns or not, but you got to have something somewhere that shows that you're in good financial standing with the government, meaning you haven't not paid taxes in 20 years. Tim says, I thought it was higher than that. Bank statements help. Now, you got to have bank statements. You got to have all of that. But you just got to show, I showed tax returns. If you don't have a tax return, don't you have something from the government saying that you're exempt from paying taxes or whatever it may be? It's easy to do, yeah. So whatever the criteria, if you don't, the way your money is structured, you don't pay taxes on it, I'm sure there's documentation proving that. I would put all of that together with all of your bank statements. And I can't remember how many years it asked for. I thought it was 3 years bank statements. So let's see. I mean, the International Marriage Broker Act, blah, blah, blah. So the first step, I'm looking at the government guidelines here. For the U.S. citizen sponsor, must fill out the I-29F form, fill it out and submit it online. Direct filing address, fiancés, notes, it's real simple. Second step, applying for the visa. The NVU will mail you a letter and it's sent to your fiancé, letting her know basically this is what you're doing. Here's some required documents. Is the DS 160 form. Passport. You got to prove to them that you have a passport, birth certificate, divorce or death certificates, police certifications on their side. They're going to check you here. Medical examination, evidence of financial support, photographs, evidence of relationship, and the fact that you paid the fees. And it will walk you through this step by step. Hey, American Roadrunner's in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Hello, everybody. Everybody say hello to our good friend, American Roadrunner. I sent a message on Facebook, Brother Dave. Okay, great. I'll check it here in a few minutes, Pat. Trying to learn this FB stuff, I know. Tim says, all my income tax is exempt, VA disability. Correct. So, but there's documentation to prove that, obviously, because it's very common, right? So you would submit all your paperwork and the fact that you're on VA disability. You know what I mean? And they would probably be able to see in your history where you're getting those payments from the VA. That's, you just got to show them what's going on. Sounds simple enough? Well, it gets a little tricky. What it wanted, it asked questions. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. You know, look, we can I can pull you up the form real quick and go through it a little bit. Let's see. The I-129 form. Is going to be something that looks like this, you know, fill in the blank. But you can look at it yourself, and like I said, if you have problems with it, you can use an outside source like rapidvisa.com to help you. But it can be a little tricky. You got to take your time with it. Don't get, overzealous, getting really fast. But it's going to ask you for everything. What are you doing? Your family last name, given name, middle name, mailing address, your address histories, your employment history, your information, other information like gender, date of birth, everything. They want to know everything about you. Information about your parents. Very important. You got to have all of the information about your parents. I should finally, well, you might get $5,000, Tim. You're an American citizen. What? Yeah. You got to have a birth certificate. Yeah, Tim, we may be getting $5,000. Yeah, Henry, it can be really tricky because the way they word things kind of makes you go, well, now, what do they mean exactly by that? Isn't that the same thing as that? I'm on Facebook Messenger, Brother Dave. Send me a message on them. Okay, we will do it. Your citizenship information, information about your parents. I said that. Their place of birth, all of that. Have you ever filed one of these before? And information about your beneficiary, which is her. Other names used. It goes on and on. On and on about everything. They want to know everything about her, everything about you, and I mean everything. What country she's from, Biographical information. What is she? Where is she from? All of those things. What color her skin is. Petitioner's contact information, how to get a hold of you because you're the petitioner. So it's not that bad if you go through it, but what I recommend to people is you go through it really slowly. Here's what I really recommend. If you got a printer, print it off and do it manually. And then when you get it all where you think it's right and in good shape, then you go back online and you can submit it online that way. Did everybody say hello to the American Roadrunner in the house? If you guys didn't say hello to American Roadrunner, please do it. He's one of our good buddies. Yeah, Pat, I think we got you on Facebook Messenger. I'm pulling it up just to double check. Maybe you were hatched, Tim says. Slowly but trying on this video. Yeah. You put it in the chat before. I'll scroll up and see if I can find it. Well, you need to get your birth certificate because you got to have your birth certificate for all this paperwork and submit a copy of it. a certified copy, stamped copy from the government. You gotta, and you also need a couple of copies of that for your passport. Nisha's back saying hello again. Chris Gorey. Let me see if I can find you on Facebook. Pat, real quick. Nisha, how are you doing? Lorelai still slaving away, doing all the hard work. But, and look, Henry, I'll tell you, a lot of times you can do a passport, sorry, you can request your birth certificate online. Sometimes it takes several months to get it. So that's something that I would do ahead of time. Tim is being nice and hello to our good friend Nisha. Nisha's really nice to everybody. Yeah, I'm not seeing your page, your Facebook page. Huh? We'll keep working on it, Pat. We'll keep working on it. So, well, he said he did. He said he messaged us. Did he message it to Lorelai's blog? All right. So Pat, Lorelai's saying she didn't get a message from you. So Facebook asked you some questions, maybe to verify are you new on Facebook? Huh. You did? Lorelai, I think Lorelai found you, Pat. All right, that's good. Tim, I was going to go out for lunch after gym, but I didn't feel good enough. Okay, Pat, hang on. Yep, I see him. We see you, Pat. We got you. We got you. Tim says, Mrs. Pack, check your messenger on Facebook. Tim says that on Messenger. I think she's checking it out now. What is she looking for, Tim? What is she looking for, Tim? She looking something from you or from Pat? We found Pat, so we're good with Pat. We found Pat. Lorelai says you might want to change your profile picture on your Facebook page because you have a woman standing next to you. No other woman's going to want to hang out with a guy that has a woman next to him. So you may upload a different photo there, my friend. Just a word of advice, Pat. You can message here, Lorelai says. Yeah, you want to get the ex-girlfriend off the Facebook page. Just, some friendly advice, right? I would change, yeah, change it, update it, never hurts, right? Message request, it's like a spam message box. Tim sent you a message, Lorelai. Yeah, I don't see you, Tim, either. Oh, over in the, all right. Oh, yeah, I got you, Tim. I got you. Yeah, yeah. I'm back. I'm so glad when it's over this cold, I bet. Well, how is everybody? All right. So, I don't know why Henry's messages are going to spam. Because I actually found a spam folder. I didn't know there was a spam folder. Wow, we got a lot of spam. Ah, I make sure I change the photo tomorrow. Good. Just saying. You know, you don't want to, you're trying to attract other girls, you don't want to stand by another girl. Yeah, I don't know. But it's over there. I took it out and threw it over.
Picture, if you're not married, it's bad luck.
Lorelai says it's bad luck.
Combining pictures,
Combining pictures is bad luck
if you don't marry yet.
if you're not married yet. Lorelai says in the Philippines, combining two pictures to make one, if you're not married, is bad luck. So you're not supposed to take like a little heart and put your picture and her picture and make one picture. That's considered bad luck in the Philippines. So you can do two pictures, but just don't make them one picture. That's what she's saying, is they think it's bad luck for the relationship. Yeah, the internet's goofy. It is. It is what it is, and we get a lot of people wanting to help us in life on Messenger, and I get a lot of emails always saying, "Hey, I can help you do this." Oh, that's great. I didn't ask, but I appreciate the thought that you could help me do whatever you think you could help me do with. But no, I didn't ask you. So thanks, but no thanks. So, but it is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. So we got Pat squared away. So we're good there. Henry's getting squared away. He's making way. Nisha was here saying hi. Roadrunner was saying hi. So, what? All right, friends, we've been on here quite a while. I think we're gonna wind this down, shut this down for the night. Remember, we're gonna go live about midnight tomorrow. Lorelai gets off work, so she's gonna do a live stream. All right. And tomorrow night's Friday night. I know Nisha will be there to join Lorelei's live stream. So we appreciate everybody coming in very much. Thank you all for the thumbs up. A reminder of that. Please tell everybody you know in the world to come to our YouTube channel and Facebook groups and support us. We appreciate that. And remember the thing about school supplies, if you want to donate any money for school supplies for the Philippines, just go to our PayPal account that's on our YouTube channel, and that'll take care of that. So, Nisha, Lorelai is going to be live tomorrow night. So today is Thursday night. Tomorrow night's Friday night. In about 2 hours, about midnight. So, she gets off work at midnight. So it's 10 o'clock here right now. So her live stream is going to start 2 hours from now tomorrow. If that makes sense. Tim says good night and take care of everybody, including us. So she'll be live after she gets off work on Friday. All right, my friends? And maybe if I'm awake and feel good, I'll join her. If not, I'll let her drive the bus and have a good time with it. So, but we appreciate everybody being here. Good night, Pat. Take care of everybody. And we will see you guys tomorrow. I know.